You know on the beat every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that while I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who coming to the sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the core. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Starts like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut you short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live all through your speakers, go.
And what is going on, Man Hour Nation? It's your boy BC Beastie Brandon Combs coming to you live with Game 3 of the World Series, the 2021 World Series, about to get underway. My boy Supas is supposed to be here. Looks like he's running a little bit late. Not sure what is going on, but he'll be here. I have faith in my guy. And so I'm going to go ahead and get you guys started, get you the starting lineups here. First, for the visiting Houston Astros, Game 3 here in Atlanta. Houston Astros are going to start off leading off Jose Altuve at second base. Batting second is Michael Brantley in right field. Batting third is Alex Bregman playing third. Batting cleanup is Jordan Alvarez in left field. Batting fifth is a shortstop, Carlos Correa. Batting sixth is the center fielder, Kyle Tucker. Batting eighth is the first baseman, Yuri Gurriel. And batting ninth is the catcher, Martin Maldonado. I'm sorry, batting eighth is Martin Maldonado. Batting ninth is their pitcher, Mr. Garcia himself. So lifetime 0 for 6. I don't think he's going to get any hits tonight. And then we've got the Atlanta Braves starting lineup. Leading off is Eddie Rosario in left field. Then you've got Freddie Freeman at first base. Batting third is Ozzie Albies at second base. Then you've got Austin Riley batting cleanup at third. Jorge Soler in right field. Adam Duvall in center. Travis d'Arnaud is behind the plate. Had a huge home run in game 1. Then you got Dansby Swanson playing short. He's played a very good shortstop. This guy is a stud. Just kicking, just flat out play baseball. And then you've got their pitcher, Ian Anderson, batting ninth. Look, the Braves here need to get on course. They lost a very tough game 2, and after winning a very good game 1. And so if you're rooting for the Braves here, which I think most of America probably is rooting for the Braves, because, I mean, who the hell is rooting for the Astros? So most of America is probably rooting for the Braves, and that's what they want to see. And we're back in Atlanta. I think the Braves are going to have a good series. I picked so far the way it was going to go. I had the Braves winning game 1. I had the Astros winning game 2. And then I have the Braves taking 2 out of 3 in Atlanta. I think this will be the first one that they take. I think that they'll probably win game 5 or game 4 as well. And then lose game 5 and 6 before they win game 7. So see how it shakes out. I do see my boy Supas is here backstage, so we'll let him get all set up, and then I will bring him on. Just give me the thumbs up when you're ready, Soup. And so we got Mike Buckheiser who comes in and says, Combs kicks babies. That is not true. I kick puppies when I'm angry. Puppies, not babies. Chris Sims says, you guys are still a thing. Chris Sims, the fact that you're still a thing is what drives me nuts. I've seen your power rankings. I've seen your lists. Go to hell, Chris Sims. And there's my boy.
Is this the fake Chris Sims?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean,
they try to get us on and doing some stuff with him and everything like that. So
yeah, I don't think the real Chris Sims is really watching, but maybe he is. I mean, maybe he is. Sometimes,
He's not classy enough to watch a group like us. That's the
No.
problem. So
I mean, we talk too much truth for a guy like Chris Sims.
yeah, that's true, man.
Yeah.
That's true. Big moment right
Like
now.
I was doing on
Aaron's
Facebook
wife.
today too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Hank
That was brutal. That is why Sports Soup, I created it for that reason.
I got over 2,000 reactions on that comment.
Yeah, I know. NFL memes and things like that, you get so many reactions, and then you get in those conversations with people. There's no logic. There's no anything. It's just the stupidest comments that people make. And then you go, what? That doesn't even make sense. And they're like, well, yeah, it does. And I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
That's why in Soup, it's like, don't attack people and stuff like that. And like bring logic to it. Like be passionate, be excited for who you are. You could easily just say the Giants kicked the crap out of Tom Brady in 2 Super Bowls and 1, and you would have been dead right. But being stupid, Tyreek Hill catching a football on his helmet was not a fluke play.
To say that was not a fluke play is absolute garbage. I mean, look, if you want to say they would have won that game anyways, sure. Go ahead and say whatever you want to say. But to say that that's not a fluke catch, Subas, let me ask you a question. Since that Tyreek Hill Tyree catch, David Tyree.
Yep.
Since that catch, have you seen another one of them since?
Oh, all the time, man. They're just not only that, they're making them in practice. They're making them. I mean,
all right.
I go to kids football games, and they're just. I mean, not only that, they're doing it now with like 2 fingers on top. Like they're just up in the game more. Like it is just a normal unfluke play. That's logic. That's fact. And nothing you can say can persuade me any different.
My bad.
Idiotic. Absolutely idiotic. That is by far one of the luckiest, one of the most amazing big moments in Super Bowl history, but it was a complete fluke and luck. And at the same time, everyone needs luck to win. It's not like it was a bad thing. Like it's almost like it's impossible to say you respect or you can acknowledge someone who's good. You don't have to like them. You don't have to think they're a great player or anything. You did that. You're not a Patriots fan, Combs. You give me crap all the time. But at the same time, I'm not a Yankees fan, but I can acknowledge great players like Posada and Jeter and all those guys that I watched through the.
And this is why Chris Sims is an idiot. That catch by Lewis for the Packers last night was unreal. It wasn't a catch. He was out of bounds. So, yeah. And Michelle says, what's up, Combs and Soup Boss? That was the one that one-handed catch. Hey, Michelle, quick question for you. No merchandise involved this time, so maybe you won't choke. What was the name of the show that Soup Boss and I first created? No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Michelle, you have permission to walk down there right now and grab anything off of those shelves.
Will.
And throw it out in the yard.
No, don't grab anything off of the shelves. Leave the shelves alone. Do not listen to what he just said. There's a lot of money on those shelves.
So I heard you while I was trying to figure out. I've moved. If people are like, it kind of looks different. The flag looks tiny and everything. I'm trying to situate myself so that I can watch the game in front of me. So I'm in a different room in my house. I've got a TV up, and I can set some different stuff up. So trying to get all that done. And I heard you make mention that everyone in America is rooting for the Braves. You don't know anyone that's rooting for the Astros. Oh,
I know a couple people that are rooting for the Look, I've got family in Houston, so I know a few people that are rooting for the but let's just face the majority of America is rooting for the Braves in this World Series.
And that's why
you don't think that's safe to say?
Win even more. That's why I've got my Scar shirt on for Halloween weekend. It's just the individuals that have every right to take what they need to take, and everyone just hates them for no reason. No reason. They just think that they're better than everyone else. They can judge them, and then they get to hate them when they prove just how good they are.
She says she'll do it after a glass. You stay up there with your glass of wine, and you leave my memorabilia alone.
Hey, Michelle, is your glass of wine one of those like a glass like this that you can pour the whole bottle in? Therefore,
she took the whole bottle. She took the whole bottle upstairs. She says, "Then I can blame you and the wine, and he can't get mad." Oh,
well, you'll say that he can't get mad because the wine will tell you he doesn't have a right to get mad. But I'm not here for couples therapy right now. I'm not very good at the couple thing anyway, so I have nothing to say. So
that's why I tell people. People are always like, "Oh, you that's a smart man right there." When I say something, like today, I think one of the guys walked into the office and we were in a meeting and he said something to one of the girls and he's like, "Well, that's because you guys are women." And I said, "Mike," I said, "walk out of the office, turn around, and just go." And they're like, "See, Brandon's a smart man." I said, "No, I'm divorced twice. I just learned my lesson."
And yet, did you? I bet Michelle is on right now. There's probably things that you should like dumb yourself down on. If you were smart and you said you're learning lessons, you might want to pull that one back.
Yeah,
just
I'm learning. I'm learning lessons. She knows that I know when to stop myself, when to curb myself. As a Cubs fan, who are you rooting for and why? So here's the honest truth. I am rooting for the Braves. I am not rooting for the Astros, even though I like to pick on the Astros because of the 2017 thing, and it's just fun to get people going about it. I'm rooting for the Braves because of Freddie Freeman, and I want to see a guy like Freddie Freeman get a ring. That is a guy that he plays the game the right way. Just his backstory, his life story is something that you can really just get behind and root for. So that is why I am rooting for the Braves. Not the Astros 2017 thing. So Altuve is about to lead it off here. Here we go. We get going with Game 3. Soup, did you get to catch much of Game 2? I know I was in Milwaukee.
A little bit. No, we had that whole thing. I wasn't sure what was going on, so I thought like I could try to squeeze in plans doing something else. So it was catching it in snippets and at the same time kind of, wow, you're way ahead of me. This is going to be a challenge. Okay, I got to try to make sure here. Here's the thing. I think that even though this is my television, it's closer to my router, it's slower. Yeah, you're way ahead of me. I'm going to have to try to back out, man. Right, well, I want to make sure we can do commentary on this.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you when the pitch crosses plate, I'm going to pause my TV to catch up to you. Now.
Hold on. No. You got to hold on. This is riveting, by the way. Everyone that's with us, give us a minute. Like we both just walked in our doors. We're trying to do this. Okay.
I got home from work at 6:45
just now. So, 3-0 pitch just went across the plate.
Just now? Oh God, I'm on the fourth pitch of the at bat.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Which misses and is called for a strike.
Strike. I just saw it now.
Okay. So
I've got a 3-1 count
when the next pitch
begins or crosses.
Crosses.
Beginning and now. Foul tip.
Okay.
Not perfect. Foul tip, foul ball.
We should be synced now.
Now, everyone that's listening to this, if we're a little behind you on me, my apologies, but hopefully we can give you some better commentary than
What's up, Alpha Rob?
Joe Buck.
Thanks for joining us, Alpha Rob. A much better listen than Joe Buck. Look, if we're not better than Joe Buck and John Smoltz, just let us know and we can just cut the stream and we can, we can just go about our lives. Because if we're not better than these idiots, then we've got something wrong. As Altuve takes ball 4. The Braves got Rosario, Duvall, and Soler in the outfield. Chris Sims says Joe Buck is very good
in Game 2.
Leave it to Chris Sims. I think Joe Buck is good.
That would make sense. Now we've got a rain situation here. It's obviously kind of raining. Like, do we think that this is going to just be? I mean, I haven't looked at any weather reports. I haven't
looking
seen
right now to look at the weather for it. I'm pulling it up as we speak because I do.
To tell you what, I can't be on until 2 a.m. if they're going to delay any part of this game.
I had every intention of getting out of work early today, and I didn't get home from work till 6:45. Yeah. So,
well, if we got paid a quarter of what Joe Buck got paid, I would have no problem. I'd be on till 4 a.m. I don't give 2 craps.
Yeah. A quarter. I would take maybe a 5% of what he gets. I don't even need 25, but give me 5% of what Joe Buck is getting paid for the game tonight, and I'll stick with you the whole time.
Yeah. So we talked about this here, Combs. about our boy up here, Brantley, when we've talked about Astros that just try to take the big whacks and everything like that, and issues with that, not being able to string hits together. And he's been the constant thread of just going up there, being smart, selecting his pitches, and putting balls, going where the ball's going, not trying to pull it, not trying to power it out. But in game one, he had absolutely no one on base every time he went up there and hit it. Now you got a guy on first base. Does this give the Braves a little bit of advantage, ensuring that Altuve got on first? I mean, I know technically the answer is yes, and you got a guy on base, but how much more of a relief for Brantley is it now to have a guy on first, or is maybe he a little nervous?
You know, I've often thought about that. Do you, you know, if you pitch better out of the stretch as he's about to turn a double play,
throws the ball
a little high, but they turn that, it's a beautiful turn.
Beautiful turn.
Yeah, the way Swanson turned that, even though the ball was thrown high, just perfect turn there. But no, I've often wondered that. But here's my thought. So as I'm looking at the weather here, it looks like it's just gonna stay cloudy and spritzing over there in Atlanta.
Good.
So
good.
Nothing crazy. They should get the game through.
Good.
But I don't think that as a pitcher you really ever want to let the leadoff guy get on base, because more times than not, that's a recipe for disaster, especially if you're walking guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know that a pitcher ever intentionally allows a runner to get on just because you're more comfortable out of the stretch. But I mean, he went 3-0 on Altuve and then ended up walking him on the fifth pitch on a 3-1 count. And then he had a very good at bat against Brantley. And now he's back up against Bregman, and he's already fallen behind 1-0. So, I mean, maybe there is something to this where he's just not, 2-0. He's just not comfortable.
So he's not
from the windup,
maybe. But here you go. And just to your point, you know, we're sitting here giving Brantley all the credit for game one, and you know, Altuve and now Bregman are up there just watching just terrible pitches, being more patient than Brantley. So
there's a strike one.
If you ask the Astros who would they rather have, would you have it be just Brantley being the patient one, or the other 8 batters being patient and let Brantley be the bad hitter? They'll take that any day of the night. So let's see how that kind of manifests itself. See
how Bregman here's here. See if Anderson can work back. 2-1 count.
Going through the
windup, call time.
So I want to hear from.
If you know a guy's not comfortable in the windup, I would take my time all day in that box.
Mm-hmm.
I would not, if he starts taking a little bit of extra time to get comfortable as he gets a strike call too there.
Strike call.
I call another one that's
a strike. That's
off the plate.
That clipped
when a guy's struggling
it's off the plate when it hit the catcher's mitt, but that went over the plate, it clipped it.
But you can't give a guy that call off the plate when he's struggling to find the zone all night. You know what I mean? Like to me, that's just not. I don't want to say all night. I mean, we're only in the first inning.
We're in the first inning. No, I think you're looking too deep into this. Like we're in the 4th or 5th inning. This is the home plate umpire showing you where his zone's going to be. So we complained about it in game 1, down and away. That umpire just letting 2-3 inches off. And this, I don't know who's behind the plate tonight, but he's going to call it tight. He's going to let those strikes, be more closer to the zone. So it's good. But got another walk here. So you take out a Brantley swing up the middle that the pitcher played well. You've already got issues here for the Braves in the first inning, which just seems like every pitcher is just struggling in the first inning.
Don't you think this weather though, it kind of benefits the pitcher over the hitter, right? Because for one, the ball's not going to carry well. For two, anytime you make contact, you get jammed, you're going to feel it in the back.
It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt like heck.
So I almost feel like nights
big
like this.
Big swing.
Yeah, big swing. He pops it up
the left field. He was up there ready to go with it. Good swing. But what you saw right there, to your point, is the weather. How many batters how far in this game do you think it's going to be until one of these coaches tells their batters choke up a little bit? Like you said, the ball's not going to carry far, so control where the ball's going to go.
Right.
Well, gets out of a jam, did not pitch well. The funny thing is, to your credit, in the windup, pitched terribly, and in the stretch, he seemed to pitch a little bit better. He had better control on Brantley out of the stretch. He got a great call, and then
I think he also got Alvarez. Alvarez getting a little bit swing happy there. Alvarez just wanted to go up and
he
inflict some
wanted to-
damage first
yeah.
pitch, and you know,
Still a
with
great
guys
pitch.
like that, with free swinging players like that, and that's the problem you get with guys like Giancarlo Stanton, guys like who's the other one over there in New York, Judge. When you're free swinging like that, and you just always swing to hit the ball as far as you can play around with that if you're a smart pitcher.
Yeah, for sure. Without a doubt.
So we're heading to the bottom of the first. It is 0-0, and the Braves are coming to bat. This crowd in Atlanta, man, they've always been a good fan base. They've always supported this team, even through the tough years that they've had since basically 1999. I mean, I know they won a few divisions after that, but they just haven't. I mean, they haven't been what they were in the 90s.
Well, I'll give you one difference though in your statement. Yes, it's a great fan base, but I give them a second-tier fan base. Sorry, Braves fans, and for those that are passionate about the Braves, I'd say it's not you. I can't tell you how much. Again, we talked about it here in the beginning. Social media, it's just ridiculous. But I'm on a lot of baseballer pages, a lot of old-timey baseball fan pages, stuff like that, and the amount of Atlanta Braves fans that are extremely butthurt and mad because they moved the stadium in a different area. They moved it out of a better area for the people.
It's not in Fulton County anymore.
It's not in that county, and because of that, I'll never watch it get really okay,
Right.
all right. So I could get you maybe your I would be slightly frustrated if they took the Sox out of Fenway and put them in like Chesterfield or Quincy, and we're like, hey, we're the Boston Red Sox. Like, no, you're not. Like, but am I going to stop rooting for them? Am I going to say I'm going to stop watching them? There are a lot of. It's not like one or two people. I've seen a ton of older generation, and I'm not saying older like boomer, but like years of my age. Like ever since they did that when I was younger, I said I wouldn't root for them anymore. Why? What the hell does the Braves players and your support for them have anything to do with the stadium? Don't go buy tickets to the stadium then. But why do you stop cheering for them? If you took the St. Louis Cardinals fans and the Red Sox fans and the Cubs fans and did that, even with Wrigley and Fenway, I still, they may be frustrated, but they're not going to go, well, I'm not watching this again.
I could speak to that. I mean, look, if the Cubs ever moved out of Wrigley, I'd be mad. Like, I'd be angry, but I wouldn't stop being a Cubs fan, for one. For two, the Bears are talking about moving out of Chicago, moving into the west suburbs. And I think that would be great for the Chicago Bears. Talking about building a dome stadium, talking about going into a better area. It won't be so hard to get out of with traffic after and before games and all that other stuff. It's just, to me, if it's a smart business decision for the team, you should support that, because that's just going to create more revenue for them to spend on the team.
Yep, I agree. Garcia, now we come up here bottom of the first with that
Rosario.
with against Rosario, but Garcia with that two-step wind up pitch that if we have any type of delays or if he goes deep in this game, we're going to be hopefully the Buck is right and this live broadcast can go 8 hours, because I mean, I get
how is that not a balk?
Thank you.
I don't understand.
That's what I was going to ask. I've never understood how that's not a balk. Ooh, we got a pop up into
that's
foul.
That's a tough one for the Astros right there. Like, Bregman's got to make that play. I know it's a tough play for a shortstop, and I know it's a tough play for the infielder. And for me, the way it's because of the route he takes to the ball.
No, okay? I'm gonna go against you on this, because we already talked about it. The weather's a situation right now. He's going in a different route that he would normally take because they got that little bit of a shift, and he goes to it, and he's worried about when you're looking up in any type of wet type of field. You're worried about now your footing as opposed to just naturally running. Plus, the left fielder's coming in. That's kind of like the alligator arms thing. I don't know if I say that he has to make that play, but I think it just shows what we might have for some challenges on any close pop-up plays.
Right.
I think it's going to benefit the batters in those situations.
As he's got Rosario down 1-2 now, as Rosario fouls one off. Going back to this Garcia's windup, I don't know. As he rocks, I feel like his foot comes off of the rubber as well. So for me, I mean, obviously it's not, because if it was, it would be called. I mean, somebody else, much smarter than myself would be all over it taking care of it and making sure it's not done anymore.
He
But
definitely
I just
does.
don't understand how that's not.
His right foot, like especially on his second rock back, you can literally
it comes
see
off the
light
rubber.
come right off.
Yeah.
That is a balk. And I like unique windups. I used to catch a lot of guys that just had the most unique, weird, slow to fast.
Does he do this when there's runners on base?
No.
Okay, so this is just when he's in his windup.
This is his windup.
From the stretch.
No, he doesn't do it from the stretch. No.
I was gonna say, because if you do this and you got a runner on base, man, you could take off all day on this, because then it would definitely get called.
And this is why in the ALCS, a lot of Sox fans were just begging for one of these Sox to just be patient and get a walk off of him or something to put him in the stretch. We didn't see him in the stretch until the 5th inning in the last game he pitched against him. And at that point, then they started seeing some things they could take some healthy hacks at. So you can tell
I believe they were already down by 6 in that game too, weren't they? By the time they got him off, yeah. So by that time, I mean, you're already pressing.
Yep. Now let's watch this pitch, this 3-2 pitch. Well, I want to see watch his right foot, rock forward, toes down, but then he comes up and even taps it down and brings it up again. So you're coming up, tap down, up.
They called him
out.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Did
Here we
the
go.
home plate umpire call that?
He did. It was the home plate umpire.
Dude,
the catcher called it.
That's another thing that drives me nuts about umpires behind the plate. Not only the porous strike zones, but when there's a check swing, check with the umpire that's down the line, please.
Nope.
No.
Disagree with you. You should never. Nope. It is not.
It is not. Behind the plate is to watch the ball cross the plate, not to decide whether or not a guy took. So if you're watching the guy swing, you're not watching the ball, and that is not a swing.
That's not
a swing.
But I'm going to still disagree with you because we sat there in the Dodgers and Giants series and said how frustrating it was that the umpire on the line, not the main umpire who has the right first call, has got that call to make the out. If the main umpire said it was not a swing, and then you're asking someone down the line who's so much further away, whether they're supposed to be looking, because they're looking at stuff too.
You got a better angle as to whether or not you swung.
It's your responsibility as the home plate umpire to have the call first and use them as backup. And if you are confident in it, he was wrong
at the same time of watching the ball.
Have you ever? I mean, if you ump, you can see both of them.
Yeah, I've umped. Yes, but if
you got to get your eyes
the
checked,
ball
man.
And you're focusing on the ball, how do you tell whether or not a guy is?
I've caught most of my life. I've umped and I've caught most of my life, and I can see it in both those places. Both those places you can see it.
I don't like the fact that the home plate ump makes that determination.
So how does a catcher see a ball coming in at 90 plus miles an hour, watching the spin, watching where it needs to go, and makes the catch, but then has the knowing to have either the first or third base umpire to check because they know that the person went around. They're in even a worse situation than the umpire.
You see catchers check as soon as they see any movement with the bat as well. Like if that bat's coming across, they're going to check it. That's their job. They're trying to get the strike call.
No, I'm going to tell you, we check because we can tell
the balls and strikes, not to call whether or not it's a swing or a check swing. That's why they even add. That's why you don't see the freaking the catcher ask the ump behind the plate. He points to first or third. That's my point.
Because if the ump doesn't call it, that's what you do. That's the ruling of it, Combs. You don't do it. And if you know that they probably were close enough or went over,
and then when you make
the whole plate
call,
umpire doesn't do right that and rings them up, you don't look back at them. Yeah. That's not the rule. You ask to verify. That's a baseball rule. You can't put that. That's of course they're not checking behind them. That's not the way the rule goes on it. That makes no sense. That's like saying that a catch off of your helmet is a completely normal catch, man.
Take the umps all out. Take them all. Just put robots out there.
We've got 2-1, by the way, on Albies here with 2 outs.
Yeah, you call it. Yeah, how do you pronounce his name?
I say Albies, and I know I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's Albies.
Albies. I've heard Albies. I've heard Albies, and I know it's not Albies, and that's what I say because the I is before the E. But I've heard Albies. Yeah. Albies.
Yeah.
Albies.
Yeah. Like Arby's, but with an L. So Albies.
Who is that player? Big swing.
Big swing. Yes.
That was a great place for a left-handed batter, though. He was a bit ahead of it. He wasn't planted right, but if he gets a pitch like that again, it's either going over the right field wall or he's going to get a nice hit out of it. But who was the player I can't remember the sport, like last year or the year before. Travis Kelce, it was this offseason. All of a sudden it was like, hey, you guys have been pronouncing my name wrong this whole time. It's not pronounced Kelce. It's like,
he said,
why don't you say something?
It's Kels or something.
Travis
like
Kelce. And we're like, well, ball down,
ball,
low, 3-2 pitch coming up. I was just like, well, why just now? Like, maybe when you're a rookie, but you've been a Pro Bowl, top of the line, number one tight end in this league for like 4 or 5 years, and you're just now deciding to say, by the way, that's not how you pronounce my name. Thought that was weird. Yeah. So, anyways, that's neither here nor there.
That's happened a couple times though throughout the course of sports. You hear, announcers will call a guy's name and there's ball four.
Runner on first.
The thing about that pitch is that's almost the same one in the last half inning that he called the strike. Oh boy.
It was like 2 inches more to the right. The first one, even on the graphic, had the left side of the circle hitting the line.
Yeah.
That one was about an inch
what 2
off
inches
the line.
Looks like.
That was like that was like this far off the line on the graphic. And the one before was actually touching the line. That's not the same spot. That when it gets to the edges, it's going to be a close call. But you can't sit there and say it's the same spot when it's not the same spot.
God, did you go to like an umpire camp this afternoon? Like all of a sudden you're in love with umpires, defending them all night now?
No, I like to just call things the way they are, and when they're wrong, they're wrong. But I don't just use my negativity and anger towards the umps and just use that to shift my judgment there. Mr.
Now, this is a good mound visit from Maldonado here. Maldonado runs out to the mound. It's the first time he pitched it from the stretch. That ball missed, and it looked like it might have been a cross-up as well. So good mound visit by Maldonado there. Now you got Riley at the plate. He's got a 1-0 count. They're doing the chop. They're like the fans are into it.
There's a rule in the postseason for how many mound visits you can have, correct? I believe there is. Is it coaches that mound visits or catchers?
I don't think there is a mound visit limit in the playoffs.
If any of our viewers want to comment if they think there is one, let us know. I think it would be good to know.
Yeah, it's definitely something. I'm actually gonna look it up here to see if we're right. But as Riley takes ball 2 here, now you get Garcia into the stretch here. Pitcher from the stretch, not as comfortable as he is out of the windup. So it's the exact opposite of the Braves pitcher, Ian Kennedy, and ball 3 here to Riley. 3-0 now.
Pitch. And now, okay, so here's my question to you. We joke, we talk about it all the time. Let him swing on 3-0. Don't let it be a thing. But if you're a coach right here and you're seeing him struggle, are you making sure Riley knows, like, don't you dare swing? Like, you are under the rule of my command right now. Do not swing. Do you tell him not to swing here? You almost got to force Garcia to make this throw because it's the first time in the stretch, right?
Yeah. He doesn't have the green light if it's me, and he gets a nice slider, and that's probably a ball that if you're going to take it, you got to punch it the other way. So I'm all right with him having the red light there. I would have had him with the red light as well.
Yeah,
you got to make him make that pitch.
Yep.
Get him out of his comfort zone. Now on 3-1.
Now we go
swing away.
Oh yeah,
but it's got to be close. Don't give it to him.
Here we go.
So you've got
3-1 pitch, 2 outs. Riley swing. Ooh, big hack, and that was a great pitch. Yeah. Like he
was looking to hit that one back to Fulton County.
And we give these batters, and we did it in game 1, Combs, a lot of guff.
So 1 free visit per inning. Second, they have to. No, that's for the managers. So if the manager comes out or the pitching coach comes out, 1 time, then that's a free visit. The second time, you have to change them.
Is there a rule for the catchers? Is what I'm wondering.
I think it does. I mean, in the regular season, catchers count as a mound visit, and I'm looking it up here. So we
go 3-2 pitch, big pitch right here. Garcia taking his time.
Yeah, he's not comfortable.
Big swing and a miss. Great.
Is that 99?
No, I think it was 96.
96.
Yep.
Get some swinging. So we're going into the top of the second, tied 0-0. I'm looking to see if the is there. visit limits in the playoffs.
I think there was something about it, and thanks, Buck, for ringing in. And all of our other people here that are on.
So mound visits are limited to 5 per team per 9 innings, with teams receiving an additional visit for every extra inning played. Okay. If a team is out of visits, the umpire will have discretion to grant a brief visit at the catcher's request if a cross-up has occurred between the pitcher and the catcher.
Okay, there you go. That's good. In a game like tonight, where you said that we're not going to get any torrential downpours, but it's going to stay like this, where you're going to have some issues. Because also think about that with your pitchers, if they're going from wind up to stretch, or if you're getting the relief pitchers are going to go straight from the stretch. That mound, the dirt, the issues, if they got slip of footing, if they don't feel right, the catchers are going to go out there and see that stuff. And it could be something where we get close to mound visit issues late in the game. The Sox and Astros had that in one of their games. It was close. I think Corey was like one away where he would have been forced to that even if it was the catcher, they were going to have to switch the pitcher.
And for all of our listeners out there, go ahead and head over to manhourradio.com. We have revamped the website. Everything is new. We're trying to, do things to keep you guys updated, attract new viewers, new visitors. So definitely go ahead and check out the website. Let your friends know about it. You can get your merch there. You can become a member of Man Hour Nation while you're there as well. Those memberships do get you free stuff on the YouTube page, get you in the behind the scenes footage when we are behind the scenes, or sometimes we do an after show. Other times there's all sorts of things. After 6 months, if you are a $5.99 a month member, you get a free t-shirt. After 6 months, if you're a $9.99 a month member, you get a free hoodie. So all sorts of things come with it. So head over to manhourradio.com and get yourself some merchandise.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
Man Hour Nation.
Not only can you get the merchandise from that stuff, but just go on there and just support the show. If you're a fan of the show, you guys love it, there's ways you can support it. And one of the ways you can do that is by straight going on. Go buy some of this merchandise. Help the crew out and show your loyalty and your excitement and love for the show. We appreciate it. We appreciate you guys getting on here and giving us a lot of stuff to talk about and the back and forth banter. But nothing like wearing a Man Hour shirt out in public and someone asking you what it's about. And then all of a sudden,
hoodie on right here. I wear the hoodie, when I travel over to Milwaukee, do all that stuff, travel for work. And people asking me all the time, "Hey, what's that logo stand for?" And then you tell them about it, and maybe they check it out, maybe they don't, maybe they forget about it by the time they leave the store. But at least, it's like a walking billboard.
I don't know if I should bring attention to the troll in the comments, but Rando, the random of the randoms, big fan of Microsoft Paint, I'm guessing MS Paint. So thanks for helping the view count there, Rando.
Yeah, Rando.
Appreciate it.
The random of the randoms.
Top of the second, 2-out, 2-0 pitch. Correa fouls it off, so we got a nice 2-1. So good job by Anderson here to get a strike in the situation.
Muller wants to know if we ever thought about donating to Teamsies. So every dollar of merch that we sell actually goes to them. So
there you go.
Yes, we do donate. I also donate to the Till Valhalla project, $30 a month. I also do a lot of work with the Wounded Warrior Project.
Big out on down the first base line.
Yeah. So they get a pop out down the right field line for out number 1. That's huge for Anderson to get that quick out there too.
Especially when he
17
fell
pitches
down
through the first inning.
And he was down 2-0 to Correa. And it just wasn't hitting it. And you got to get that out. You got to give yourself a way to get some rhythm here.
So so that is definitely something we do donate. We are big into military, myself being military, Tori being military. I actually wear the 22 a day bracelets. This comes from the Till Valhalla project. 22 veterans a day commit suicide. So this goes to the awareness. This also gets, helps their families get tombstones and do all that type of stuff. So it's a very good cause. And we're going to be coming up with a new segment here on Man Hour regarding it. So stay tuned for that as well.
That's awesome.
So we got an 0-1 count now. And we got Kyle Tucker at the dish. He's been 298 in the postseason. That was a quiet quietly good postseason at the plate.
Well, he's very similar to Brentley, where it's just he goes up. He's very smart. He's methodical with his swings. He's not going up there making the big splash. He's not hitting the home run in the big spot, but he's going up. He's a guy getting on base. He's the reason they're getting 2 and 3 run home runs. He's the reason that they were able to get those rallies going against the Red Sox. It started with him. He wasn't the guy that got the credit, but you don't get the crooked number like John Smoltz says unless he's on base. He's got a good eye too. 2-1 pitch.
Ball 2 here. So 2-1 to Tucker. Anderson, we noticed in the first inning, was noticeably more comfortable pitching out of the windup. Or pitching out of the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
He did get that quick out here, but it's almost like he has that mentality. Hey, he goes fishing for that one.
He went fishing, which is funny because he had such a great eye on the 1-1.
Yeah.
Not too far off. Similar pitch. Didn't really look a lot different. And yet that time he went swimming for it. So interesting.
So you had brought up, do you think that guys will intentionally walk guys so that they can get a runner on base? I don't think that's the case, but I do think that you go up there with the mentality of look, I'm going to throw what I throw. I'm probably going to throw you a lot of junk. And if I get you going on it, then that's on you. And so I think that might be his. And he's, if I walk you, oh, well, I'm not worried about it because then I get to pitch from the stretch.
Yep.
But we'll see.
Look at his leg. Look at his leg. How much his front leg. And here you go.
Wow, that's a lot of torque on that knee, man.
And here's what I'm telling you: the catchers are going to have to keep an eye on. Got a big pop up
got him
to right
swinging.
field. Here's one of those things we were talking about: an infielder going out, catches the ball in foul territory. The catchers are going to have to keep an eye on their pitchers' front legs because the moisture and the little bit of rain, it's going to beat up that mound. And how they plant is not going to be what they're used to.
But see that it looks like he does that on every pitch, though. Maybe that's why he doesn't like pitching out of the damn wind up.
That could very well be it.
Like, I almost tear my ACL on every pitch I throw out of the wind up, so I'd rather pitch from the stretch.
Hey, his teammate pitched the whole inning with a broken friggin' leg. So
here's something I've never actually even thought of or even looked up until right now when we're talking about it. Can you pitch out of the stretch if there's nobody on base?
Yeah, you have every right to. I mean, that's why relievers do it.
So if he's more comfortable doing it, why doesn't he just do it?
Starting pitchers are also constantly developing their pitch out of their windup. So
he's found something here. He's in a groove against Gurriel. He's quickly up 0-2 to Yuli Gurriel.
Gurriel, yep.
I always want to call him Yuli Gurriel
and
switch up his letters.
So you want them to get out of the windup because with the windup, A, you're practicing the most out of your windup, and B, you want them to be able to disguise the ball more. Out of the stretch, you don't have the ability to disguise the ball. Ooh,
Strike
big ring up right there.
Right down the middle.
Yep.
Low in the zone, but right down the center of the plate.
Out of the stretch, you don't get as much pop on the fastball. You're using more of your arm, and it tires it a lot faster. That's why relievers are okay with it because they're only out there expected to get 1 to 6 outs.
Yep.
Out of the windup, you can disguise what's coming. You can make it look like a fastball and have it be an off-speed pitch. It's harder to do that in the stretch. So you may see, I've seen it where after a couple innings, like a starting pitcher's just getting along, but he's just not comfortable. And by the 3rd inning, they're like, all right, out of the stretch, pitch out of the stretch. And they'll pull him by the 5th inning. But,
right.
The windup, that's the whole point. You're developing every day off. You're developing on how you pitch out of the windup to give your most velocity, the most snap on the breaking balls and everything as opposed to the stretch.
Yeah, there is a lot of truth to the more power coming out of the windup. That's something I didn't think about till you had just said it. So that's actually a good point. I just feel like, do you think he's going from, I haven't really watched the speed, but do you think a guy's going from 98 down to 92 making a big difference, or is there a difference between 98 and 97 or 98 and 96?
Well, I think it's only a couple miles an hour, but I think it was either you and I or someone else were talking about it. The difference, once you hit 90 miles an hour, and it is ridiculous. The you and I would think 92 to 93 miles per hour, there's no difference. No, because of how quickly your brain has to try to get that information from your eyes to your brain to your body, starting at about the 90 mile per hour mark, and how very little time you have. Each mile per hour up is that much harder. It is not the difference between a 60 and a 65. The difference between a 92 and a 93 is 10 times more than that.
Right,
at only
right.
1
And
mile
that's
an hour.
why guys will
stretch
alter how hard they throw a fastball as well. I mean, there's not every time are you throwing the fastball as hard as you can. You can gear up, you can get a little bit more in there. Sometimes adrenaline, takes effect, and sometimes you can even get harder than you've ever thrown before. I've seen that out of pitches as well. But I feel like if you're more comfortable, if it's that big of a difference in your game and how you're comfortable, like if you could pitch from the stretch and you're telling me you could give me 7 innings and you're gonna give me a quality start, as opposed to where if you go from the windup, you might only give me 5 innings and it'll still be a good start, but you're only giving me 5 innings. I might say, you know what, I'm going to sacrifice that to let you pitch out of the stretch.
If you're pitching out of the stretch and losing speed and losing snap and losing the ability to hide the ball and losing the ability to show fastball but hit a breaking ball, losing all of those, maybe you seem like you're more comfortable out of it, but it does make a huge difference. And if you're more comfortable doing it out of that, chances are you're going to be a long inning reliever. The windup is just such a huge advantage. It also allows you to kind of control the pace of what's happening in your arm. You're using your whole body to pitch the ball. Beautiful pitch. Garcia coming back in bottom of the second.
I was going to say, you got Jorge Soler at the dish. He led off. He had a really good game from the leadoff spot in game 1 and hasn't been back there since. This is kind of like a new age way of managing where you're never in the same spot in the lineup. And I just always felt like if a guy is swinging it hot from a certain spot in the lineup, look, baseball's a comfort sport. Baseball's about if you're comfortable. Baseball's about, repetition. And I feel like if a guy's swinging it well, I would almost just leave him alone.
If a guy's swinging it well, you're right. But how many times have we seen a batter get moved in the lineup and you go, what the heck? To say what you just said, and then they have a big night. I can remember one time, Manny Ramirez always batted number 3 for the Sox.
Yeah.
Always batted number 3. And we got a call down here. Calls him out. First base umpire calls him out.
I'm all right with that because the first base umpire called him out.
Right, but because the home plate umpire didn't call him out.
Buck is liking our broadcast. He says that's
the correct call.
He said, thanks for letting me mute Joe Buck. And then he sent a super chat here, $1.99, and then another one for 99 cents. So look at that.
Which one of us
is $3 here. So
which one of us was worth the $1.99 and which one of us was worth the 99 cents?
It had to have been your take during the break on pitching from the windup or the stretch. That's what I'm going to go with. You get the $1.99. I'll take the 99 cents. But no. So for you guys that don't know, I mean, if you click on that little $sign in the chat on the YouTube page, you could go ahead. You could donate to the show, donate to the stream. Let us know that you appreciate what we're doing. We would appreciate it, obviously. But it's one of those things you could put in a chat with it. In that chat, every time that we see one of those, it'll definitely get brought up. It also highlights it for us. So sometimes the ones that aren't highlighted don't come through, or we just don't see them as easy. They just kind of go through. As Buck says, cold soup is well worth 99 plus tax.
Cold soup? Are you trying to say I'm cold? What's the matter with you, Buck?
I mean, if he called you hot, would you be okay with that?
I would expect it.
Oh, okay. All right. So you got Adam Duvall as things take a turn here. You got Adam Duvall at the plate. It's a 1-1 count. Garcia is dealing right now, and so both pitchers are working relatively quickly here. I'm not going to lie.
And Garcia's getting more and more comfortable in this windup. Yeah,
for sure. And that's one of the things that you were talking about. When a guy is this comfortable from the windup as opposed to the stretch, the opposite of what we're talking about with Ian Kennedy, you almost need to be more patient.
Yeah.
And so I would, I would look at a lot of pitches. I would try to work deep into the count. I mean, you should be trying to do that anyway. As Buck says, his Beastie hoodie just came in. Beastie merch is up on manhourradio.com. Feel free to check it out. But
back-to-back pitches here by Garcia. He's trying to get I think that this is also through the first time through the rotation. I think it is trying to see how these batters going to react, because we saw it last inning with one of the Astros batters, not what's his face there, Tucker, not swinging it down and in, and then swinging it down and in. And so back-to-back pitches with Duvall throws him the same.
Oh, it's Duvall takes one down the third baseline. Bregman scoops it up, throws to first.
Great throw by Bregman. But Duvall right there, Garcia threw 2 breaking balls beautifully down the middle that if your eye is on top of it, you're going to think that's going to come down the middle of the plate. Instead, they both drop, and Duvall doesn't chase it. So I think this is a first time through. Both pitchers are really trying to figure out what these batters are going to do because of the weather, the different stadium, everything like that. So I think this is a real feeler first couple innings, getting through the lineup to see who's going to do what.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's usually why the first time through the lineup is usually the pitcher's time. The second time through the lineup is really kind of a mix of both. It's about adjustments for the hitter, who makes the better adjustments. And then the third time through the lineup really should be the hitter's time through the lineup. That's why nowadays you don't see a whole lot of pitchers getting a third time through the lineup.
Yep.
As Garcia pitches to d'Arnaud, get ball 1, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Nothing game here. Game 3 of the World Series. Travis d'Arnaud at the plate. Garcia is working relatively quick, relatively comfortable. 28 pitches here in the bottom of the second. Got a 1-0 count here on d'Arnaud. Here comes the pitch.
Oh, Ooh, see, so that's the one.
That's that
dropped, and that's so now you're gonna know. Okay, Duvall isn't gonna fall for that. He goes 2 straight pitches.
Such a nasty pitch, man.
And they go out and do the same thing. A little bit more off the middle of the plate, a little more of a cut to it there. But d'Arnaud, he was going up there fishing for it, and they know they can get him now, kind of rocking on his heels a little bit, and that's going to mean if they see him again, if Garcia happens to get to this point, he's going to pitch Duvall differently than d'Arnaud, because he's going at them the exact same way to see what they're going to chase. And he's getting d'Arnaud to swing at what Duvall wouldn't right here. And he knows it.
Yeah.
Guy looks confident. I really wish he would stop constantly frigging playing with his hair, because everyone and their mother online, because he plays for the Astros, just constantly thinks that he's just cheating and he's got some type of lube or something in his hair.
You're not supposed to, really, to be honest with you. When you have long hair, you're not supposed to go to your hair. Same thing. You're supposed to ask for permission when it's cold, like he has been doing. You're supposed to ask for permission to be able to go to your mouth, to be able to blow in your hand, to be able to get a little bit of spit on your hands. You're supposed to ask
before the game starts. That asked before the game starts, and the umps will tell them. So I guarantee you, before the game started, they said to them, because of the weather situation, that it was fine.
And we've seen it. I mean, we saw it with Max Scherzer, where they actually remember when they massaged Max Scherzer's scalp earlier in the season?
Yep,
so, I mean, if the Braves want to ask for it, the Braves can absolutely ask. Oh, when he started taking off his pants.
Yep.
Hilarious. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. Misses for ball 3. We had Tim Dillard, former pitcher for the Milwaukee Brewers, on the show. And he now does their pre and post game. And he was a fun guy to talk to. I would love to hear what his take on how they've handled this whole thing with
big 3-2 pitch. d'Arnaud goes the opposite way. This one's going deep.
Is it going to go
off the brick
he bangs
wall?
Off the wall.
Going for 2, and he's got it. Great hit. Going opposite field and showing that with a good pull, this weather may not be so much of an issue to be able to hit a home run. That's a tall wall out there, and he 2/3 of the way up it. So, but he knew the whole way. There's a difference there, Stan.
Yeah.
Run.
That was Brantley. That was Brantley. He didn't know where he was on the field.
He wasn't, but he still fielded it cleanly and got it into second base. But d'Arnaud, not a fast guy, he ran.
When you start feeling that dirt, you've got to put a hand out to know where you're at. He has a chance on that ball if he knows where he's at.
No,
he didn't get a chance to jump because yes, he did that. That bangs off the pad.
No,
if he jumps, he's got a chance to catch that ball. Absolutely.
Who the heck do you think he is? He's not jumping that high. Did you see? It went off the brick halfway up, Combs.
No, it didn't.
That was off the brick halfway up by the below.
I'm not that far from my TV.
What is going on with your eyes tonight, dude? It wasn't even close. There's no chance he's jumping to get that. Brother, as we get older, we need these routine checkups more often. You got to get in. Go get those eyes checked, man. That is bad.
Pam is joining us now. Pam is voting for the Braves to win tonight. She thinks the Braves are going to win it off. What's going on, Pam? And we've got Liz here as well. Says, hey, she voted Braves as well. Cannibal Boar is in the house. Says, hello, everyone. What is going on, Cannibal Boar?
That's my boy.
Which one?
Cannibal Boar is my oldest son.
Okay. Perfect. What's going on, Cannibal Boar? Checking out Dad. Calling the game tonight. We've got
he's got good eyes. I bet you if
Ian
he's
Anderson
been watching it right there.
I'm telling you, we're gonna see that replay again, I'm sure. It looked like it hit either right on the top of the pad or right above the pad.
Nope.
If he makes that jump, Brantley's an athlete. He can make that catch if he's got a chance to jump for the ball.
Smoltz and Buck look good right now. Stop it, Combs.
God.
It wasn't even close. If he was at a standstill and did a vertical jump as much as he could, his glove isn't touching that ball. You're going to go back and watch it.
Fine, I'll concede to you that. But if he knows where he's at on the field and knows he doesn't have a chance to catch the ball, you turn around and play that ball off the wall.
Correct.
Right? And you probably hold d'Arnaud to a single.
That's accurate. That's like the guy online today trying to tell you that the Giants won the Super Bowl twice, but instead he had to tell you why catching off the helmet's not a fluke play. You're accurate. You are correct.
Cannibal Boar says, I love my dad. Also, getting him angry is funny. I get him angry a lot. So if you keep watching here for a little bit, you're going to see your dad get angry a lot. He's going to yell at me a lot. And he'll forget you're on here, so he won't watch his mouth. I don't know if he watches his mouth when he knows you're around, but he'll forget you're on here. So it'll be funny. I promise.
No, I'm glad he commented.
What's going on, Drew? Drew's in the house. What's up, Drew? Hope you're enjoying the game tonight.
We got a big out. End of the second,
Anderson
so
goes down swinging. That's why I think you're okay hanging one there to Travis d'Arnaud because you know that the pitcher is coming up next.
Yep.
So we are heading into the third inning. We are going to take a quick break. I'm going to go refill my drink. I know Soup Boss might need to refill his drink. Might need to go to the bathroom. I got to wait. Hopefully my pizza gets here soon, man. I'm hungry. I still haven't had dinner.
Why don't you do me a favor, too? Why don't you, when you go refill your drink, take some water right out of the sink and kind of just splash it in your eyeballs. You need to, if we're going to call this game.
Maybe I'll move closer to the TV. I don't know. Maybe look, I'm tired, man. I just got home from work 15 minutes before we came on the air.
Here comes the excuses now. By the way, your comment on NFL memes. Hector, our buddy there, the helmet catch, he keeps going. So,
oh God,
if you want your blood pressure to go up, oh, he's still going. Right. Literally just commented again. But anyway,
let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. right, so we are back. We are getting into the top of the third here, and
we're starting to get a lot of people joining us, at least on the YouTube side. So I'm pumped.
I like it.
Tyrod Taylor is a Pro Bowler this season. Buck, go ahead, try to get me mad right now. Oh,
Dak gets angry all the time, says Cannibal Boy. Well, he's about to if Buck keeps talking.
I don't get angry all the time. I get animated. I get passionate about stuff. When we play video games,
strike one here to Martin Maldonado. Zian Anderson starts the third here.
We've got both pitchers, by the way, doing a good job.
Probably a bad thing to say live on YouTube. Dad gets angry all the time.
yeah, thanks. Thanks, N. Watch your mouth. No, video games, I lose my... They set me up. We'll do video games, and they'll purposely do things where like they steal my kills as I like kill someone 80%. They'll
don't you
steal
hate
it
that?
Or
my son does it to me all the time. Here you go, one count here. Ooh, Maldonado checks his swing and fouls it off.
Off the bottom of his bat right there. Did you go back and look at that play? Did you have a chance like I did and watched it go halfway off the brick wall?
Passionately angry.
Sorry, Your Honor. I wasn't being abusive. I was being passionately angry.
Did Combs say that Brady was overrated? Look.
Nope, he did not. He did not. Stop getting people going.
Martin
Big
Maldonado
out right
grounds
there.
Out to third. Austin Riley with a nice play. Had to charge the ball there, but slow runner running down the line. Had a little bit of time. Maldonado one out here in the top of the third.
Both pitchers are doing a great job here tonight. They really are. I mean, they're almost in the exact same place in the lineups through 2 innings. They've had some rocky starts to go here, but they're getting their pitches down. They're getting their location set up. They're now each getting through the first round of it. That spells trouble for the batters second time through because they're more confident and they're happier. Oh, we've got the pitcher taking a hack at it. Garcia was like, I don't care. I'm not afraid to hit it. Astros were an old NL team.
Again, 2 quick outs for Ian Anderson, and
only at 35 pitches now.
A quick inning here for Anderson only helps him out as Altuve is coming to the plate now. 2 outs in the inning, top of the third.
Buck, when you ask questions like who's pitching for the Astros, I'm hoping that you're just watching us and listening to us and not seeing it.
Yeah, he is. He's watching a movie with the wife at the same time of having us on the phone. I was going to say,
because it says it right on there. Anderson's pitching. He's got 35 pitches in, 2 outs in the third inning. So,
well, he's asking who's pitching for the Astros. That's Lumi Garcia.
Sorry, Garcia.
Yeah.
Garcia, who's gotten through 2 innings, gotten through 8 batters. I think he's got a pitch count of around 30. So,
and he balks every time he throws a pitch.
Yeah, twice, sometimes 2 times per pitch. So,
as Anderson throws the first pitch here to Altuve, Altuve takes strike 1 low in the zone.
And this is why you don't have them just say heck with it and throw out of the stretch. Anderson's getting warm. He's getting comfortable. He's finding his spots. He's more confident. He's up there putting more oomph on the ball. He's looking better. I know he's got that was a bad pitch.
Altuve takes ball 1 there.
This is a different looking Anderson than he was in the first inning. That's why you don't just say, "Well, throw it out of the stretch." You got to get them to this point because he can't pitch like this out of the stretch, even if he feels confident.
So 1-1 count to Altuve. Subas, let me ask you a question. Soup, do you have any fears?
Yeah.
All right. So we got strike 2 here. It's 1 and 2 count.
2 outs.
Name me like what's your biggest fear? What's your biggest fear?
Gonna kind of, I guess, be a little open here on live broadcasting, but
don't go deep if you don't want to. I mean, but just what's a fear you have? I mean,
I have a fear of losing my memory, my way of thinking through Alzheimer's or dementia. It's been a struggle with a lot of our family. Yeah. So the inability to know what's going on around me is my biggest fear in life.
That's a real fear. So. That is a real fear, and that's something that I've seen people struggle with. I've seen people do. We just lost my grandmother earlier this year. She struggled with that as well. It's hard to watch somebody go through that too. Ooh, that looked good.
It looked good, but it was just a little off. Our graphic line. We got to go by what Fox has given us there. But hey, man, I'm not trying to side with Blue here, but it looks like if the ball is just a tad off that graphic, he's calling it a ball.
Look,
if
Jose
it's just touching,
3'4", that is at his knees.
That's true. That box doesn't go in, as a lot of people in Sports Soup love to let us know. That box isn't indicative of the height. Ooh, and he goes straight up to the top to get Altuve swinging.
We're going in the bottom of the third now.
We've got a pitching duel.
Tied at nothing. So the reason why I ask you, Soup, so I had to go to the Milwaukee office this week, right?
Hey, Drew, voting for the Braves.
And in the office, they know that I have a real fear of snakes. Like, I don't care what kind of snake it is, like garden snake. I've got a real fear of snakes, and not like pictures of snakes or videos of snakes. Like, I can deal with all that stuff.
You're not like that. I know people with spiders can't even touch a picture like in a National Geographic. Yeah. Like, it freaks them out.
No, that stuff I can deal with. So I came back from lunch yesterday, and they have pictures of snakes like everywhere in my office, like everywhere, all over my computer. They even wrapped one around my pen. Like, they tried getting me with a fake snake the previous week, and they didn't. Pam, who is in the chat, she kind of ruined it. And it didn't. She didn't really get the joke very well. Because I kind of figured something was up by the way that she was acting. So, but yesterday, as I was leaving, I was like, you guys got to do something better, right? And she goes, oh, you mean like the live snake I put in your car? And so I'm like, yeah, right. And so I'm still a little skeptical. So I went out to my car and I slowly opened the door and kind of looked underneath all the seats to make sure, and I didn't see anything. So I get in my car and she's still standing there. She's still standing there at the door, like she's waiting for something to happen. I'm like, so now I'm like worried. So now I see one of the other guys in the office, Josh, looks at her and goes, are you serious? And he comes running out of the office and goes, dude, get out of your car. I was like, why? He's like, she really put a live snake in your car. I said, what? Get the hell out of here. So at this point, I'm freaking out. I'm like, you better come get this thing out. If there's a snake in my car, you better come get this thing, right? So Josh is looking through the car, and Pam is still laughing. She's still laughing. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on.
Small holes
I know.
And everything like that, man.
I know. So, dude, I'm opening my trunk. I'm opening, I'm looking everywhere. And finally, I go back in the office. I'm like, Pam, you better come get the. And finally, she was like, there's no snake. But she had everybody believing there was a snake. I was scared for a good 20 minutes there. She thought it was hilarious.
Good for her getting everyone in the office to believe it too. You sell the play when you even
people who were in on it. People who were in on it believe that she actually did it.
She deserves some kudos.
Yeah, I gave her an A+ for that one. That was a good one. The problem is she's a germaphobe. And the other problem is I'm a Marine who loves prank wars. So Pam, if you're still listening, I've got you.
Pam, you better get ready. That's one battle. You got a war on your hands.
I might have lost the battle, but I will win the war. And I won't even tell you what I do. What I'll do is I'll video something that I do, and I'll wait till I'm about to leave after 2 or 3 days of being there, and then I'll let you watch the video of what I did, so that you know that you dealt with it for 3 days.
Pam's in the comments. It was epic. Just wait for next week. I like it. She's already loaded. She's like, I didn't put all the bullets in the clip, Colbs.
Our boy Rock is back as well. What's going on, Rock?
Pam so Garcia, by the way, we're in the bottom of the third. Garcia's out there first pitch. Beautiful breaking ball. Hits the zone. Throws one now down and in. 1-1 pitch on Rosario as he goes through his second time through the lineup here.
Yeah. So, this Braves lineup is dangerous, just as dangerous as the Houston lineup is. So, I'm interested to see how Rosario, how Albies, how they go ahead and
Garcia is attacking him though.
Adjust.
He's not afraid. He's coming right in. I mean, that was a 1-1 pitch there.
Yeah.
Put heat right in a zone that Rosario, if he's got his front foot turned just a little bit more, he's turning on that thing, but he's attacking them. Both of these pitchers, they are getting confident. They got through whatever the weather challenges, the mound, the dirt.
Yeah.
And they're both out there dealing right now.
And it is Drew. It is on like Donkey Kong. You are correct.
Drew. My son, and hey, I feel called out for the spider picture thing. You'll get over, bud. Or you won't, but you got to face your fears with it. I used to have
Wants to know-
arachnophobia.
Who are you rooting for, Dad?
I'm rooting for. It's funny because calling the Braves Twins last year.
Rosario
And
looks at ball 3, full count here.
And I said, well, that was a stupid season. With it being shortened. So I said Braves and Twins again, Braves win in 6. So part of me wants the Braves to win in 6 so I can say, well, at least I got it halfway predicted right in the beginning of the season. But
yeah,
your dad.
I'm the same
way. I love
yeah.
watching the world burn. It's why I'm wearing the Scar shirt. The Braves winning this thing in 7 games. I'll take it. Oh, we got big pitch on the outside.
If Rosario would have lost his mind if he got called out on another check swing.
Yep, we would have had someone
lost
tossed.
his mind. Yeah.
So
so he draws the walk here, going to first, and now Albies is coming to the dish.
Good call. So I'm going to take credit if the Braves happen to win it in 6. That at least I got the ending predicted at the beginning of the season. But I'm rooting for the Astros just to watch people like Combs just lose their.
That's the thing though. I won't lose my mind. To be honest with you, I just want a good World Series. I don't care.
Yeah, I want to go 7 games.
I'm rooting for, like I said before the show, as Freddie Freeman is at the dish. I said Albies, but it's Freeman who's up now. Albies is on deck. I'm rooting for this guy. I'm rooting for Freddie Freeman to get a ring. That's what I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for a guy like this. To be honest with you, I would kind of be a little heartbroken if the Braves won it just because Ronald Acuna didn't get to enjoy this. And I know that's got to be tough, man.
Oh, he's watching this right now. It's just grilling him. Any great player, almost any players, even if they're not great players, they hate that they can't go out there. But where he plays such a pivotal part, he's so happy for his team. That if they win, he gets a ring. He's going to appreciate and love it. But a part of him is going to be like,
that's not my ring.
I didn't get to do it. I didn't get to be there to be a part of it. Not like a selfish ego thing. Just I didn't get to do my part enough. I don't feel
it's very different. If you guys remember, I was irate last year at the end of the World
1-1
Series.
pitch, by the way.
1-1 here to Freeman. I was irate last year because if you remember in Game 7 of the World Series in the 7th inning, Justin Turner got told that he had COVID. Or that he tested positive for COVID.
I remember
he had already played 7 innings, and they took him out of the game, and he wasn't allowed. He wasn't supposed to come back on for the celebration. Wasn't allowed to be out on the field for the 9th or for the 3rd out of the 9th inning. He did come out and celebrate, which caused an uproar, but it was just one of those things where,
big swing going opposite
in the gap here.
And that was a ball that was down and in, and instead of pulling it, that's some hit in there by Freeman. He was able to know where his body was, and instead of trying to force it and pulling it and getting a foul ball, he let the speed of the pitch do the work, and that goes the opposite field.
And this is the first time that we've got any of the pitchers actually in trouble. You got a runner in scoring position now, first and second, nobody out for the Atlanta Braves, and the heart of their order coming up. Now you've got to deal with Albies. Now you've got to deal with Austin Riley, and now you've got to deal with Jorge Soler with runners on.
Didn't the Astros have first and second with 1 out last inning? I thought they did. I think they had it with 1 out.
Last inning they went. They got a guy on with 2 outs.
Okay, was it 2 outs? Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of, just so you know, buddy, Rockstar's got some Master Chief Halo Infinite. So your dad's a sucker, and I'm buying energy drinks just because my love of 20 years is on a energy can. So he'll love that. I love the fact that my boys appreciate my love for Halo, even though I'm not as good as playing with them and all the other stuff. Game. They know it's to me the second greatest game franchise behind BioShock. I love it. Big. So
BioShock, I haven't played that game in a long time.
Best series ever, and they confirmed they're making BioShock 4.
Oh, wow.
Let's see how Garcia does here because he was throwing hard up and away
Albies
to
go
Freeman.
Swinging early.
And
do you like swinging early there?
No,
I don't.
No, with 2 outs, sure. Where you've got no outs right now, and
he's in trouble.
So far at this point, he hadn't had any pitching issues. His pitch count has been decently down. He's in trouble. He was going too far high and away on Freeman, and he had to come inside and give him a pitch he could hit. Do the same thing. Do the exact same thing right here. So Albies, I wish he had kind of laid off that one because it wasn't even that great of a pitch to go swinging at. He laid off that one. That was a beautiful pitch by Garcia.
That was a great stop by Maldonado.
It was. Maldonado's just so good behind the plate.
That ball gets through. Now all of a sudden you got runners on second and third with nobody out instead of first and second. And I mean, it makes it easier for it to score a run, obviously, because now a sac fly would score a run. So that's a big stop by Maldonado.
He's a catcher that regular fans don't really know who he is, but people that love baseball know how good he is. But he doesn't get the credit of
I've
some
said
other
for
big
a long time, because I'm big on catchers. I like training catchers. When I got kids that are coming up through little league and stuff, I've got drills that I work on with catchers, and you've got to be really smart behind the plate because you've got to know the entire game. You've got to know the situation on every pitch.
Watch your batters. You got to watch your pitchers. You got to memorize more than the pitchers do. What every batter did before.
Exactly.
You've got to
watch
your
outfielders. You don't get to react. You have to think and you have to know. It's not like the other positions. You can react to a ball.
Big swing right here.
There it is.
Foul ball. He
1-2 count now.
Garcia did a great job there still with that pitch. You're going to say like, hey, Albies, he just waits a little bit longer to swing. He's putting that on the ground in the gap, but that's Garcia pitched what he had to pitch right there to get that foul ball. So,
but that's one of the things I'm talking about with catchers.
It's a chess position. It's a chess position.
There should be a stat for digs. There's a stat for pass balls. There's a stat for wild pitches. There should be a stat for digs. When a catcher digs a ball behind the plate and stops a ball behind the plate, that should absolutely be a stat for a catcher.
Albies with a foul ball behind the plate on a 1-2 pitch, so they'll do it again. No,
we talk about all the different things that can alter the approach by a batter, approach by a hitter when it comes to the umpires. It's the same thing there for a catcher. Like I said, that ball gets through. You got runners on second and third with nobody out. Your pitching style changes because you want to do something different. You're not trying to induce a pop fly or anything else. Now you all of a sudden
big
you have to induce a ground ball.
Not only that, when you get those digs as a catcher, when you have runners on, and they're looking, especially in a big game, you're completely shifting your body to stop that ball, to do everything you can to stop it, and then all in one motion. You're almost getting ready to throw the mask off, find the ball while your vision's getting blurred by your own hand, the mask, get the ball.
Yeah.
And at the same time, have enough of a peripheral vision to see if the runners are going because you don't have time to pick it up and look to see. You're just grabbing and throwing if they're running. And
there's another good dig by him. That ball lands just about on the plate.
And I love what he did right there to Garcia. He actually told him good pitch. He doesn't want him getting frustrated. There was a 1-2 pitch. They wanted to give him a nasty
good waste.
That broken it, waste it, and he's telling him that was a good pitch because in the tough spot that Garcia's in right now, he doesn't want him getting down on himself, and he's telling him, no, that was good. That was good. Good job. Catchers go from average catchers to good catchers just when they talk to their pitchers. Because not all catchers talk to their pitchers. They look at the signal.
Gotta be how you handle.
They call the signal. Staff. They put the glove out there. They'll catch everything, but they're not handling the pitchers. You have to handle the pitchers.
You got the 2-2 pitch coming here to Albies. Runners on first and second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third.
Oh, and there it is.
He got him
there
swinging.
It is. So Maldonado telling him that was a great pitch. Sets up that next pitch. That's why he was telling him, great pitch, great one to waste, because it set that one up right there.
Yep.
What a spot to get a big out right there with a great batter up, no outs here in the World Series. Look at that finger placement.
You have to swing at that pitch too. I mean, 2-2, that's too close to take. I mean, it is a ball, but that's just too close to take. You have.
But when it's halfway to the plate, it's easily in your eye as
it's a strike all the way to
a strike that's going to be up a bit in the zone. So
and now you got the dangerous Austin Riley up. Runners on first and second, one out, bottom third, nothing game here in Game 3 of the World Series.
Garcia checks back, does a little fake throw.
Wants to keep Rosario.
Crowd is booing. I don't know why the crowd's booing. I mean,
the crowd's always boo when you.
They're gonna boo. I know.
It makes no sense to me whatsoever why they boo, but I mean, you know what the pitcher's doing, and when your pitcher does it, you don't boo. It's the same damn thing.
Hey, Noah, love you, buddy. Saw that he just headed out for the night. Go get some Rockstar with Master Chief on it.
Yeah.
Ooh, another big pitch by Garcia. Now Garcia not only got comfortable in the windup, but now he's going out here in the stretch and getting comfortable. So as long as he can get out of this inning, you got to almost think if you're Dusty Baker, you're going to let him go through this whole lineup. That's fine as long as you keep his pitch count down, because now he's getting comfortable in both the windup and the stretch. He's looking good.
So 0-1 here to Riley. As
of course,
Drew
I said this.
says,
Watch
Michelle,
this.
you know, Combs, look, I am. The fact that I'm actually sitting here right now calling a World Series game with somebody who I consider to be a real close friend, and we've gotten, to know each other pretty well over the last 2 years now.
Big swing down the first base,
down the
third
line.
base line. That's fair
score
ball. One's coming
Rosario
in. We got
comes
another.
Through. Freeman.
Nope.
Did he get held? Oh, he got held at third.
Freeman was at first. The way that ball came back in, keeps him
runners
at third.
At second and third.
Second and third, gets the first run. It's 1-0 Atlanta. Make sure you update the score on the ticker there.
So
homie.
Drew says, any trivia tonight? Yes, there will be trivia.
Oh yeah,
we do have a couple things to give away. So stay tuned for that. We are going to have a couple of giveaways here. Not as many as the other night, just because
Bregman,
look, I don't want to give away all my free stuff.
Drew tried to. I appreciate it, Drew, by the way, giving him a mention. The Carlton Fisk signed jersey. He asked if I had any memorabilia. I'd be willing to trade up for it. Not because he wanted to trade it away, but he knew I was such a huge fan. I appreciate that, Drew. So thankful for it. I've sold or given away most of my memorabilia except for small pieces that I've got locked away in storage in New Hampshire. So for my kids someday. All I've got now is Harley Quinn figures and some very high-valued New England Patriot Pop figures.
And now you've got Jorge Soler coming up. Takes ball 1-0 count. 1-0 Atlanta. Bottom third. Runner in. Runner on second and third. If you're Garcia here, now is when you are really in trouble, and now is when you are going to show what you're made of.
So here's an interesting thing. They've got the shift on second and third. They're not playing in tight, but they got the shift on, and Garcia's pitching out and away. He's been going down and away, that lower left. Now he's coming inside. But if Soler is patient,
Soler's one hitter.
I know
Soler is just a kill the ball hitter.
But this is where if you are the Braves, you're telling him just put it the other way. You don't even need to hit it hard. Just a little flick.
If he tries to put it the other way, he's going to strike out swinging because it's just not his game.
I know.
It's sad. I would bunt it down the line. I mean, I'd be all right. You're going to push another run across and take a 2-0.
Up there hacking. 2-0 pitch, and he was out there trying to kill it.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, you've got to try to do anything you can to get at least one more run across. You don't want to, let him get out of this cheap. You want to put up your favorite thing, a crooked number, and you want to go ahead and you want to get Garcia thinking that he's in trouble right now because the way Ian Kennedy's pitching, you've got him on the ropes. And so now takes ball 3, and now it's a 3-1 count.
So very interesting here on the first pitch and then on the 2-1 pitch, Garcia throws that nasty breaking ball in the dirt. Soler's not even looking at it either way. So they're either going to need to go up there and throw him some cheese and hope he swings so hard he misses, or they're going to need to do something to get in his hands and have him pull it into that shift. Because Soler, I'll give him credit. He's only going up there hacking, but he's not nervous right now and trying to hack at any pitch because he's watched those 2 pitches and hasn't even flinched. Which every other batter tonight against Garcia is flinching. They're twitching, or they are looking to swing, or they're checking their swing. So there's not even batting an eyelash. Here we go. 3-1 pitch. Huge pitch. Pitch catcher's calling for it a little bit high. Nope. Shifts where he's going.
Ooh.
Right on the line. The strike called 95 miles an hour.
Yeah. Guys,
Soler's asking him.
His own, man. You can't.
Soler's
he's probably telling the same
him
thing I'm saying. You can't give him that. You can't give him that call. That's at the shins. I don't like that call at all.
3-2 pitch. Here we go. If you're gonna throw a bad one, just throw it. Big check swing.
No, he didn't swing.
Nope, he says no. Soler's like, nope. I know I didn't.
He knows he didn't go.
Nope, I didn't do it.
San Francisco Giants fans everywhere start screaming.
Wish we knew what that felt like. Poor Zachariah. That was just God. I still can't get over that. I still can't get over it.
Yeah.
So huge situation now. You know they're going to come out and talk to him. Here comes the pitching coach.
Buck says the Astro pitcher has the best haircut ever. He says, "Please stop playing with your hair, bro. You're making me jealous." Buck, you don't have any hair.
That's why he's jealous. That's why he thinks it's a great haircut. He wishes he had hair. He wishes he had that hair. Wishes he could play with the hair.
If
this is an awkward conversation.
You've got to get this guy into like a shampoo commercial, right?
You got to get him an endorsement deal.
Like some sort of product. Yeah.
He's the next guy that can walk in for Troy Polamalu on Head and Shoulders. I mean, I know they've got Patrick Mahomes, I think, but you need to get a baseball guy in there. This guy is your
Patrick Mahomes on everything now,
including the ground.
Oh. He's the new Peyton Manning, including the ground. Speaking of the ground, man, that freaking some of those memes from the Packers game last night.
I was going nuts. Speaking of the Packers and Cardinals, I had NFL Network on this other screen, just as the third one, and they're replaying that game from last night. So I can't wait for that play. That was and the internet
he was
does
blocking
not
like it was a run.
That's
with
insane.
15 seconds to go and no timeouts.
You know what's crazy? He never saw the ball because he never saw it when it came behind him, and he turned as it was
around
coming
to see if the play was over because he thought it was a run.
And he was what? I love the memes for that too, where he was like he decided to retire halfway through that play.
Oh man.
Big pitch on the outside. Great placement by Garcia.
See, he just walked a guy, and you come out swinging at the first pitch, and you swing at a ball. You've got to be patient. You've got to stay patient.
Even if you think that's going to be a really good strike, let it go. Let it go. Let it be a strike. I get the moment. I get you get a big hit.
Force him to pitch.
Play the whole game. Play the whole game right here. Let that be a strike. I don't even care if it's straight down the middle. He's still got to pitch you another pitch. And he gives him one down the middle. And because he was out on his front foot on the pitch before, Duvall, who I think normally would have taken that thing and drilled it in the right center, he was off balance from the last pitch. Right. So now not only swinging at it, do you put yourself in a deficit here at 0-2, by swinging at that first pitch outside, you change the way your body's set up. And a pitch that he should have put in the right center field and brought in at least 2 runs, he fouls it off, and now it's a big 0-2 count.
Buck says, I asked a question and no one answers. I did not see your question, Buck, so feel free to ask.
Where's my beer? Is that your question? I don't have a beer right now. Got rock stars. Big pitch by Garcia.
The ball pops it up.
And again, he has him off-centered. That
some big out number 2 there.
To your credit, Combs, that whole at bat was completely set up. Yes, Garcia pitched really well there, but more by the fact that Duvall swung at that first pitch on the outside. He was off-centered the next 2 pitches, and he hurt himself more than Garcia did on there. That's more on Duvall than Garcia, but still good pitches by Garcia there on 2 and 3. But that's on Duvall. He should have let that first one go.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I completely agree there. You've got to make the guy pitch to you, especially when he's in trouble. You got the bases loaded. There's nowhere
What's Garcia
to put
calling
you.
For here?
I think he's telling him what set of signs to go to.
Okay. That's what I thought. I just wasn't sure. I thought he might have been talking to the ump, but
no, he's asking for what set of signs they want to go to.
Yeah,
catcher went to the card too. But no, you've got to make the pitcher pitch to you.
Yep.
And
he gave it to him. I mean, he gave it to Garcia.
Yeah, you let him off the hook there, and now
much easier for him to pitch. It's still a hard situation, but
but now you only need one out instead of 2.
d'Arnaud doing the exact same,
and that ball wasn't even close.
Duvall. It was,
and then he asked the ump if it was a strike.
But again, it
would have hit a left-handed hitter.
Even if it's coming down the middle of the plate, let it go. Let it go. It's one strike. He's got to pitch to you another pitch. Yeah. Let it go. So let's see if
momentum shifts to the Astros if they get out of this. I know Atlanta took the lead, but momentum shifts to the Astros if they get out of this with only giving up 1 run.
Good pitch by Garcia.
God, he wanted to swing at that so bad.
He did.
Why are they like? I don't understand why they're so. Everybody wants to play hero. Everybody wants to play hero. So now we got a 1-1 count here to d'Arnaud. Garcia is at 87 pitches here in the third, or is that 67?
67.
67 pitches here in the third. I'm telling you, man, I'm getting old.
So Garcia
Now
throws
it's a 2-1
away.
count.
Now, here's the difference. The pitch before, that was more on purpose. I think this pitch was supposed to catch more of hitting closer to the strike zone. That was not supposed to be one that he just threw into the dirt. Yeah, like he let that go so early. He didn't even extend his body on that pitch. That's why Fox just re-showed it that way. So bad pitch by Garcia there. That's the first time most of the night since the first inning I've said that. He's been doing great, but that was not a good throwaway pitch. That was just a bad pitch overall. Let's see if he fixes it here. As, by the way, with bases loaded now, he's going in 2 outs. He's going out of the windup, by the way. This just shows that it's how much of a difference the windup makes when you take the chance in doing it. And a big cut by d'Arnaud.
Strike 2, so it brings the count to 2-2 here. Lumi Garcia still trying to get out of this inning relatively easy. Only giving up 1 run. There was runners on second and third, nobody out. And now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. 1 run is in.
Dusty looking like he always looks. Same old Dusty Baker. That guy looks the same, whether he's excited or pissed off. Or
who was it? My father-in-law there asked
did he check it? Oh, home play called it. Home play called it, and then first base said heck with it and just called it. So big. So we said it. Duvall gave him that out, and then d'Arnaud comes up there, does the same thing on the first pitch, puts his body off center. The Braves helped Garcia get out of that much more than it was Garcia. Still good pitching, but big spot for the Astros to get out of there. Garcia gets to see another day, only gives up 1 run. So
I got myself some Chicago deep dish pizza here. So I'm gonna finally have some dinner.
Yeah, good. I had because I had to do a million things before I came on. I get to have the famous star Carl's Jr. Friday night special. I had 2 of those and inhaled them. So
Carl's
not the most
not that bad.
It's not the healthiest thing, but at the same time, it's good protein. They make them fresh right there on the Friday nights because of how many people are getting them. So
I'm a big White Castle guy when I'm in a hurry.
We don't have any White Castles here in Oklahoma. Just the crap that you get out of the freezer, and that's just
it's so bad though.
It's bad.
So
it's
bad.
horrible.
Oh,
I can't eat that stuff.
When I eat the White Castle, man, that night you know I had White Castle for lunch. I can't even hide it.
We've got more people here. I'm kind of looking. I've got I'm kind of in the YouTube, by the way. Drew, by the way, the reason I think it's funny that Drew asked if we're doing trivia, he's in and out. He's doing some work tonight. He said he's going to be in and out. So I think it's going to be funny if you do some trivia and he happens to be out and he isn't able to get it. But my boys messaged me, by the way. They all are watching the Suicide Squad. Proud of them. I know.
Oh, the new one?
But yeah. We've already watched it a bunch of times.
How did you feel about the new one?
I loved it.
Did you?
It was a million times better than the first one. And
really?
It was on caliber with MCU movies. And that's not just because I'm a Harley Quinn freak. I just feel that character development, story, slight twist to it.
I thought it was good.
The humor to it and everything. I think it had just the right amount of cheese. But now, tied for my first movie of all time, favorite movie next to Fight Club is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So it's directed by
Guardians of the
Sean
Galaxy.
Gunn. Same type of feel as Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought it was really good.
The second one here, I thought it was a good movie, but the second one for Suicide Squad, I just felt like they tried too hard to be funny. They forced the issue at times, and I thought
they were trying to force it in the first movie to the point that the jokes didn't even hit in the first movie. They tried a couple jokes in the first movie, and they didn't come close. I thought the
first one was great. I
still love the first one, the director's cut. The
first
the
one's
theatrical
5 stars.
Garbage.
I'd give the second one probably 4.5.
Yeah, even the director's cut of the first one, it wasn't as good as the theatrical cut of the second one, in my opinion. But
all right,
it hit my type of vibe of what I like. I think a lot better. All right, big spot here. Anderson's coming in. He's got to make sure that he doesn't give any of that momentum that you were talking about. Atlanta got some momentum there, but Astros they came back into the dugout, being able to beat their chests a little bit. Like, okay, we had some pressure, but it's our time to get out here. And you got a great guy that can put the bat on the ball in Brantley, which he does, fouls it off. Anderson needs to have either a 1-2-3 inning or not let a runner get past first base to really keep the momentum for his batters. If he lets a guy get on second base here, he may start to let that momentum just completely go. So
Michelle says I'm not lying about the White Castles.
The freezer ones are just garbage. God, they're so bad.
Yeah,
the
like freezer ones are not
plastic.
Good.
It's like plastic. Yeah. The buns, it's gross. It's disgusting. Yeah.
So you want to trick with those instead of throwing them in a microwave? Do you have an air fryer?
I used to have an air fryer. Nah, I'll get another one soon. I do love the air fryers. Those are freaking magical things, man.
Throw them in the air fryer. That's better than having them in a microwave. I will say.
Yeah,
that.
They're still not worth it to me. Even an air fryer, I haven't tried them, but I don't know, man. They're nothing like. And that's like most things once you get them out of the freezer section, right? Like P.F. Chang's, you go to a restaurant, damn good food, and then people are like, "Oh, get the P.F. Chang's to make at home." It's disgusting. It's gross.
So Brantley started out 0-2. He has now worked the count to 2-2. We're in the top of the fourth inning. 1-0 Atlanta, and now it's a full count as he lays off a pitch in the dirt. 55.
So interesting here. Anderson is just not. He now comes out and it almost looks like those extra base runners in the longer bottom of the third inning might have hurt him a little bit. He looks a little cold. He looks like he's pitching the same way he did in the first inning. He's short hopping some of these pitches.
Yeah.
And not being as confident to the plate, but gets a huge strikeout right there. Great pitch. He
just went right at him.
A good pitcher. Yep.
Challenged him.
That was a strike no matter what.
Yep. I don't think Brantley was expecting that there. I don't think he was expecting them to challenge him.
And see this right here, what they're showing now on Fox. This is why the windup is so important, because your arm is going to be in the exact same place, but you can have 3 different pitches out of the stretch. You can try it. Really, really good high-end pitchers can almost fool you with it. Yeah. But the majority of pitchers, you can't fool it. A batter as much. Here.
Yeah. No, I get you there. And that's, the pitchers that can control their arm angle and come from the same arm angle every single time definitely have an advantage. They're just harder to hit. It's hard to pick up what is coming, especially when a ball's coming at you at 90 miles an hour. It's hard to pick up the spin. It's hard to see what they're doing. Buck says White Castle is overrated. You're out of your mind. Fresh White Castles from the restaurant.
No, I'm going to tell you what's actually overrated. And it really hurts me because I thought the freshness and everything like that, and I've tried them multiple times now, but everyone on the West Coast loves In-N-Out. We've got them down in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
I've gone to multiple In-N-Outs, man, and I've
been to In-N-Out. They're not that good.
They're good. They're passing. They're passable.
No, a 3-1 count here for Bregman.
I'd rather have a Whataburger, fresh burger, than an In-N-Out. Like, I don't get the infatuation with In-N-Out burgers. I think they're overrated.
Who's really good is Sonic. Sonic's got some good food.
No, we're not going to agree there, man.
You don't like Sonic either, huh?
No, and there's a Sonic. I'm in Oklahoma City. The headquarters for Sonic is right here in Oklahoma City, downtown.
Okay.
So they're everywhere. And
see, I like this.
I don't know, but it hits my stomach just the wrong way. Our listeners are loving this content. Yeah, my stomach feels like I ate at Taco Bell when I have Sonic food. Welcome to the commentary. 3-2 pitch, top of fourth, and gets him to pop it up.
Fly center field. Duvall is under it. Makes a catch.
Good. Not a lot of activity. I mean, overall, not a lot of activity, but especially the outfielders. They're not seeing a lot here tonight. So.
And Buck, I highly disagree. Burger King is not. Look, if I'm going to go to one of the 3 major fast food chains, it's not going to be McDonald's. It's not going to be Burger King. It's going to be Wendy's.
Wendy's. Yep. Boom. Agree with you right there, Combs. The 3 big major ones.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, man,
I try not to go to any of them, but if I'm going to go to any of them, it's going to be Wendy's.
These famous stars from Carl's Jr. are blowing me away. So I think I would put that up against Wendy's. But if you're going just the big 3, BK and I do like the grilled kind of flavor to the BK burgers, but McDonald's and BK don't stand up to Wendy's at all.
So we got a 1-0 count here on Alvarez. Yordan Alvarez at the dish. Top 4, 1-0
Good
Braves.
pitch. Good call right in the
top
corner.
Of the zone, 1-1.
Here's a guy
Alvarez
you just
400
can't
postseason.
give him that one pitch.
Don't miss.
And don't miss right here. Don't miss. You need to get him out to keep that momentum. And you see what they're doing. They're staying away, up and away, up and away.
He's going to have to get himself out.
Yeah. 2-1
That's
pitch
the approach
though,
they're going with here. We're not going to give you anything clean to hit. You either get yourself out. I think his one pitch to hit was that one that was in the zone. That might be the only pitch he sees in the zone in this at bat.
Interesting location with that pitch.
Yeah.
See, I think
they're just trying to get him swinging.
Who was the catcher though for Atlanta? I can't remember, but he definitely didn't want that down the. Darno. I think Darno actually wanted that to catch a little bit more of the zone, and instead he kind of put it the dirt right at his knees, the catcher's knees. So I don't think, but I think Anderson's kind of just pitching around. Yeah, I don't think Anderson wanted anything to do with him, and
that's the smart play there. I mean, he's their hottest hitter. He's been their hottest hitter all postseason long. That is the smart move to pitch around, because the last thing you want is to have a good quick inning, which you had through the first 2 batters, and then all of a sudden you're leaving the game. You're coming out of the inning tied instead of up 1-0 because you made a mistake to their best hitter.
And I said it at the beginning of the inning. Anderson either needs a 1-2-3 inning, or he needs an inning where he doesn't let a guy get past first. If he can get Correa out here, he did exactly that.
And would you have thought before the playoffs, because of how hot he's been, would you have thought before the playoffs? Yeah, I would definitely walk Yordan Alvarez to get to Carlos Correa.
Yeah.
So we got ball 1 there. 1-0. You said, you would have expected that?
No. I was agreeing with your statement. Yeah, no, not at all. But at the same time, that's going into the playoffs, but we've seen it. Alvarez out hit the Red Sox in the ALCS the last 3 games. He's just on the tear. He's seen the ball. It's like a beach ball to him. So you pitch around him. Anderson didn't want to deal with him. Anderson he's doing good at the top level fastballs, but you could tell Darno wants him to get those under the strike zone for sure. On the low ones, but he doesn't want them skipping right before or hitting right at his knee pads. And I think that's what Darnold's going out there and talking to him, is telling him, listen, get that up just a little bit more. We want these guys wanting to swing at those. They're already looking too low when they're halfway to the plate. So they're not.
You look at the pitch count there. He had 16 in the first, then he went down to 14, then 11, and now he's up to 19 again here in the 4th. So you want to come at Correa, and you want to get Correa here. You don't want to go much further into this lineup, having to face them with runners in scoring position now. So he's probably went out there and told him, look, this is the guy we want. Come and get him.
Anderson's one of the worst spitters in sports, by the way. Great pitch. And there's a great pitch. Anderson doesn't know how to spit. I don't know if there's like random hairs from his beard we can't see, but when he spits, it's like in the oddest shapes ever, and it doesn't actually get away fully from It sickens me to watch him spit.
Sits up in his beard.
It's just too thick and I don't know what's going on with him. He needs to get his saliva checked out.
It's a wolf.
More grueling commentary here. Okay, so see, I think what happened.
He misses there. It's 3-1 now to Correa.
He missed, but I think what happened there is Darno wanted him to do exactly that. Go in there, get that speeder, take a little bit off it, make it hit the zone, get the strike, and then throw it like that, get it out of the dirt. Let's see if Correa goes and swings at it. I think that's more credit to Correa for not swinging, because I think that's exactly what Darno wanted. But now you've got a 3-1 pitch to a guy that could put a crooked number on the board here. But they go high. Great
3-2. 3-2. So now you come at him. I think now you challenge him here 3-2. As Buck says, I guess these are better than dog farts. It's true. It's true. Yeah.
It's true.
Nobody likes dog farts.
So
Drew is loving the content. So
Correa has swung at the breaking balls going away from the strike zone, not in the ALCS and this World Series. I think that's what Anderson does right here. Make him go after. Nope, they're going to come in and high.
Oh, he almost hit him. And that ball gets away.
Look at this. Oh,
he called that ball.
Going to third, but I think
it must have hit him.
I think they're saying it hit him, and so therefore, because the ump just called it dead, I think it hit him, and he can't advance to third.
Oh, that's huge.
Heads up running though, because he was heading. And it did. It hit his jersey.
Yeah, caught the jersey.
And it's not like Correa wears a super. He's not a Manny Ramirez wearing like a 6XL and it slacking off him and everything. So that definitely hit him for sure. So good eye by the ump. And it stops the runner from taking advantage and heading off because he was going. He would have had third, no issue. But here we go. Big spot now. We said it. Can't let a runner get past first base. You've got a very, very great situational hitter here in Tucker coming up. Let's see if he can take advantage of it with 2 outs. Does Anderson look at the batters either? Yep. Checking them. All right. Go ahead, Combs. Oh, you weren't looking.
No, I wasn't looking. Sorry,
I was gonna give you the opportunity. That was a bad
Buck
call.
sent me a text.
That was a bad call.
I'm looking
right
at it now.
there.
Oh my God.
That's your bad call.
That's not even close.
That's a bad call right there.
And there you go. Now it's 0-1. You change the hitter's approach. You got 2 outs, and that's a tough spot for a hitter to be in.
But here you go. So I think they knew that. Anderson comes a little bit off a little bit more, but Tucker's a really smart hitter, though. So he's the type of guy, maybe this isn't going to bother him. He's not going to be bothered that was a strike. Now, we'll see if he gets a second strike now and they go back to that spot, how he'll go after it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Here we go. 1-1 pitch.
Yeah, Kyle Tucker here. 1-1. Top 4. 2 outs.
And we got a little
nice
dribbler
pitch by Anderson.
Does
He got a
Anderson
dribbler.
have the time. Got
No
him.
speed on
Great
Tucker.
play by Anderson.
Pitches out of it. Gets out of the jam. Headed to
Literally
the bottom of
helps
the 4th.
himself.
1-0 Atlanta.
Barehanded pickup. Strike right to first base. Great play by Anderson to be a pitcher, to be able to get yourself out of that. A lot of pitchers would have led off to let the catcher try to make that play, and there wouldn't have been enough time. And the ground's too wet.
Yep.
So great play
And now
by
we
Anderson.
go back to that first missed strike call. Instead of it being a 2-0 count, it's 1-1, and he swings there. If it's 2-0, he probably lays off that pitch.
No, I disagree. I think Tucker's going after that. That was a good pitch to hit. I think Tucker just came a little bit over the top of it. That was a good pitch to hit. I think Tucker just missed it. I think that's just what it comes down to. I don't think Tucker is not swinging at that pitch at 2-0. I think he sees it. It was in his eye. It was between the belt and the letters high on the outside of the plate. I think that's one that he would I think that's one he wants back. And he'd still swing at it. He would just tweak his bat angle just a little bit there, I think, is the difference. But you think Suicide Squad's better than the Suicide Squad, so agree to disagree, sir.
I'm looking forward to another one, though. I mean, there's definitely going to be another one.
Oh, my God.
What?
Drew.
What happened?
Drew comments. We get back to our fast food commentary while we're on commercial break here. McDonald's owns Chipotle. Please tell me you're joking,
McDonald's
Drew.
does own Chipotle. They own it like literally.
Oh, I thought he's saying like owns them.
Oh,
like,
it's better.
Like their
No,
food, like it's better.
No, they own them.
Oh, okay. I was
Just like,
Drew.
Arby's owns Wendy's.
Arby's does not own Wendy's. Arby's is part of a collective group that is owned by a group that owns Dunkin's, Sonic, Buffalo Wild Wings. And
I was going off
what
Buck said. I should know better than that, right?
Nope, that's
don't go off what Buck says. As Buck comes in, he likes us. He's giving us another 99 cents.
And by the way,
right now we've got $4 from Buck. So right now we are well on our way to being able to go get some White Castles with Buck's money.
Ooh. So just to let you know, though, McDonald's and Chipotle had a type of a working together. It wasn't a direct 100% ownership as much as it was a business element of that, and that is no longer the case. So McDonald's actually does not have any partnership or ownership of Chipotle now. So
that probably happened when people started dying from their food. People probably backed out of ownership.
That was bad, man. That was bad. I had friends that were working for them, and they got the thing like we're all shutting down. That was like last second too. They're like, shut your restaurants down. We're gonna do a huge like 6-hour meeting. That was bad. All right, here we go. Fast food conversation.
I've never eaten at Chipotle.
Who?
Me.
Who? You?
Me. Nope, never once, and I never will.
Dude, why?
I don't look If I want Mexican food, I'm going to get real Mexican food.
I don't care if it's Tex-Mex or Mex-American or Mexican. I like it all. Like, I don't judge it based on that. Like,
is it good?
Yeah, it's really good. I really like Chipotle.
I've heard
it's
mixed
damn
reviews.
good food.
I'll have to try it.
Very good. And it's one of the few places that I'll eat their guac. Ooh.
First pitch of the inning.
First
Swanson is
pitch,
swinging, pops up
Swanson.
to the catcher.
And
he got to
keeps
play on
underneath
it. He
one
does.
out. He does. Big catch there. 1 out, 1 pitch in. And that's the thing.
That's always a tough play for the catcher too, because you're running past the on deck circle. It's such a tough play.
Yep. Big pitch. What? Well, wait a minute. I just look up to see him holding a baby. They rocking it. I think it has to do with his windup. It looks like he's rocking a baby. So I think they kind of were doing that to poke fun at him more than him doing it. At first, I was like, we're getting into some weird collections. Like, here's my porcelain baby doll collection. I like to do.
Imagine it's Halloween too, so maybe they got creepy Halloween music going at the same time.
They might have, but you know what? I've got them on mute because we're better than them. Oh, we've got a sharp ball opposite way, but right to the first baseman. So here we go. You had Garcia rocking the inning before, gives up a run, bases loaded with 1 out, pitch count up to 70.
And you let him say, and Dusty's coming to get him.
So I'm sitting here saying how Garcia was benefited by the fact that he had 2 pitches. He's only thrown 2 pitches.
And this is where the Astros have lost the game. Right here, because Dusty Baker does not know how to manage a pitching staff.
Is he actually pulling them?
Yeah, he's pulling. He already made the move as soon as he came out of the dugout.
Wow.
This is where the Houston Astros lose the game because Dusty is terrible with the pitching staff.
This is where
always finds a way to cost his team.
This is where you and I, as the older generation here, are gonna start getting the guff of the younger generation of sports fans, which, by the way, excited to hear that MLB's ratings are up, which means among the generation of 17 to 39-year-olds. But the day when you and I were growing up in our teens and early 20s, you let that pitcher get the last out. You let them leave the field pumped like, I got us through an inning, and then he gets to the dugout and you slap him on the rear and you say, damn good pitching. Thank you for doing that for us. You pitched you're a little older
than I am. I mean, you remember when Cy Young was throwing 711 complete games? I mean, that was the days. That was the heydays, and you were right there for it. I remember watching.
I took it personally when Pedro said to get the great Bambino out of his grave. He beam him right in the ass. I'm like, that was my buddy. He and I hit the bars together, Pedro. You need to calm it down.
Hey, what was the going rate when you used to babysit Jesus?
Oh, holy water and a lot of wine. Everyone talks about my Jesus. He's an amazing guy, but man, I have a problem with some alcohol. Might be Jesus' fault. Jesus knows I'm joking. And by the way, Michelle says Chipotle's gross. So Chipotle's had it and you haven't.
Yeah.
Drew says guac is barf. I agree. I'm not a big guac fan,
like guacamole,
but I don't like it. At pretty much at
all. I don't like guacamole, but there are certain times where it's okay as like a little bit of a dip. Where there's this restaurant that Michelle and I go to here in Chicago, and it's one of our favorite places to go, and we get the drunken shrimp. And the drunken shrimp comes out in like this. It's bacon wrapped shrimp with a garlic butter sauce that has what?
Ugh, gross.
What?
Gross.
What part? What's gross? Bacon or shrimp? If you say bacon, I will fight you.
Dude, we've already had this conversation 6,000 times. I don't like bacon. You've trashed me on social media dozens of times. We've talked about it in Triple Shot Sports. Not only do you need to get your eyes checked, you need to get your memory checked.
Yeah, I forgot that was the reason why I
bacon. I'm not a big shrimp guy either. So, by the way, Drew,
I knew there was a reason I didn't respect you. There
whatever. Shut up. Qdoba, I have to give you this, Drew. I like Chipotle, but I agree with you. Qdoba is better. I really like Qdoba.
I've never even heard of Qdoba.
I've eaten it more down here. And
now
I like
Blake Taylor's in the game to pitch to Rosario.
Good pitch. Goes up there and he's gonna. Interesting. He didn't try to come right up and jam him right away. So goes down and away and gets that corner. Good pitch. All right, Drew.
So now you got a 0-1 count.
And we got a ball hit to left center. slicing
Yep.
away, foul
ball.
ball. It almost felt like how close it was to the handle of the bat that it would have been enough to stay inside the park, but there was a ton of spin on that thing. So
yeah,
good hack at the ball, but now you're down 0-2. Dusty Baker's going to call us directly on the show if he gets a strikeout right here. And people are like, yo,
Yeah.
I don't know how to call this.
Combs. I remember Dusty Baker in 2003 with the Chicago Cubs and how poorly he managed that pitching staff in the playoffs. And then in Game 6 and Game 7 was just,
and he goes,
there he goes down the line,
again.
opposite way. Rosario's going to have a single here. Is he going to try to stretch it? Nope. He's going to hold tight with a single.
See what Rosario did? Choked up on the bat.
Yeah.
Lefty on lefty. Just put the barrel of the bat on the ball.
And now you've got Freddie Freeman coming up. And so...
Hey, is Jock not in the lineup tonight? I just thought of that.
Jock is not in the lineup tonight.
Interesting. You can't get your stress on the record.
I missed some of Game 2. I do know that he did not hit a home run, so maybe he can come in and pinch hit later and help us out. By the way, I just thought about it. Did they pinch hit? Did they pinch hit for Kennedy? Who was up before Rosario?
I don't know. It was so fast. There was 2 pitches. I bet you it could have been 3 pitches.
No, it was Anderson. It was Anderson. He's over 2 now. Yep. So here's Freeman. He's got an 0-1 count now. Taylor, the lefty, delivering to Freeman. I mean, I get where Dusty's coming from. Bringing a lefty. They got lefty, lefty, lefty here coming up in their lineup. So I get what but I mean, your guy was moving and he was cruising and he was confident.
I get the lefty on lefty element, but to me, the lefty on lefty element isn't a big spot late in the game. If your starting pitcher is up there, let him get out of the inning. He would have been just fine.
100%.
Throwaway pitch, good throwaway pitch. Because what's his face who's on first base right now? He's not going to go up there choked up just to put contact. He's probably going to go up there trying to swing, and Garcia was up there mowing guys down.
And actually, Albies will probably swing from the right side of the plate. He is a switch hitter.
Yep, he's already got the batting helmet on, so he'll be on the right side.
Freeman with a 1-2 count.
He's shaking him off. Taylor's now shaking off about 3 pitches already since he's been in and I've seen him. So
goes the Freeman fouls it away, stays alive here.
Waste that pitch. That was a good pitch. You got to think, though, if Freeman gets on here or makes any type of contact or hits a home run or anything that's not getting out. I mean, I've watched Taylor now shake off about 3 pitches.
Oh, my God. What is Panda Express? Panda Express is good. He says, any of you guys actually think Panda Express is Chinese food? Yes. Panda Express is Chinese food.
Okay, no, but it's a big strikeout. Gets him away. Did you see how far his whole back end and his rear end?
Freddie is not happy with himself, yes.
He's stretching out.
He knows what he did.
Yep. Combs, if Chipotle is not Mexican to you, then Panda Express is not Chinese food. It's Chinese American, just as Chipotle is Mexican American.
I was just going to say that. If you would have let me finish, but we had a big out there, so I stopped saying what I was going to say. Panda Express, even though it is the American form of Chinese food, I do like because I like their teriyaki chicken. It's very good, and
you said that it was Chinese food. You said yes, I do think it's Chinese.
It is, but it's Americanized Chinese food.
So it's not Chinese food. If you're not going to call Chipotle
if
Mexican
you have a taco,
food,
Chipotle is Mexican food, but it's American Mexican food.
Okay, well then you're clarifying because you were saying it wasn't before. So I'm glad you're clarifying and agreeing with me now. I appreciate it.
So guys, thanks for joining us here. Game 3 of the World Series. Mike Reeves chimes in. What's going on, Reeves?
What's up, Reeves, buddy?
No beards and no need for a comb.
Oh, and he capitalized the comb. I've been beardless for a while, buddy. November's coming up, so
what's going on, buddy?
Monday.
Hopefully you're watching the game. Hopefully we are a better listen than Joe Buck and John Smoltz. I think if we just farted into the mic for 3 hours, we would be a better listen than Joe Buck and John Smoltz. But
just gonna say our riveting conversation about what certain restaurants do to my stomach And how it makes me feel is probably more riveting than anything that they're giving. So
Reeves, our boy over there at Twist, him and Green Bay Greg, and then the nutcase that does their
hey
football
Reeves
power rankings, Benzie.
Geez, I'm not going to get into that. Tell Reeves you need to come on YouTube. Buck is requesting you need to come on YouTube. I'm just the middleman.
Buck wants to yell at you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's probably why. Michelle agrees with Drew. I can't remember what we're.
Drew said calling Panda Express Chinese food is like calling Taco Bell is Mexican food. It's just American Mexican food. Taco is Mexican food. It's just Americanized. It is trash.
Taco Bell is trash.
Taco Bell is good if you're drunk at 2 o'clock in the morning and you want a taco and none of the other Mexican restaurants are open.
Nope. Do you know what? Have you had Del Taco? Do they have Del Tacos up in Chicago?
No.
Oh God! Once you have Del Taco once, you'll never touch Taco Bell again. I've tried like 2 or 3 times to have Taco Bell since Del Taco. Can't do it.
Buck says credit to the grave has a whole new meaning now.
Something about robbing the grave. It's something that Michelle and Buck's on there. I don't know what's going on.
Oh God!
Now Buck is.
If Michelle and Buck are talking, we're in trouble.
And now Buck's going crazy with letters.
His son is probably on the computer. I don't know if it's Trip. I don't know who
we don't get more
River?
views based on comments, Buck. So just hitting single letters isn't going to help.
Is it River or Trip who's on your list? I like how he has both of his kids remind him of a vacation. River and Trip, like so. I think like he was just like
when you have kids, you can't afford vacations anymore, so you might as well do it somehow.
So
Top of the 5th, by the way. Anderson's back out on the mound and he's got a 1-1 pitch coming up.
Buck said, "Sorry, a stutter came on."
Good. I started acting it out and I felt like an a-hole, so I stopped. Big pop-up, 1 out.
Oh,
Anderson
God.
still in the game. He gets an out on the top of the 5th. 1 down.
So we've got 1 down. We're in the top of the 5th. It is 1-0 Braves. We have been having all sorts of crazy conversation tonight. We told you guys the snake story that I am deathly afraid of snakes. And then I got teased about it. And then we've talked about fast food, who's better, and now Buck is stuttering with 1-letter comments. Guys, at the end of this half inning, we are going to have a giveaway, so stay tuned. We're going to have some trivia. We will have a memorabilia giveaway, so stay with us here. It's going to happen in the bottom half of the 5th. So Anderson here has got a 2-0 count on Maldonado. This is a big pitch here. Because I think if you don't get this guy, you're probably getting pulled.
Maldonado with a big swing. Did he get him? Fly ball.
Right at Albies.
I thought Albies got it off the bounce. Do you see that rain still coming down? Oh, I don't know if you can. Your eyes are
I can see the rain coming.
You're old.
Shut up.
So
younger than you.
Nothing like showing the Atlanta Braves fan base, by the way, with all the politically passionate type of stuff, and they've got Indian war paint on their face in the middle of the way to go, Fox. Way to push the narrative right there. There's like thousands of people you could put. Let's get the white girl with blonde hair with the Indian war paint on her face. Okay.
That's probably the same teacher that went tomahawk chopping through her classroom the other day.
That was the one that was like, how much can I get in unemployment? I don't have to work and deal with kids anymore. I'm going off the rocker. Let's do this. That was calculated.
Says, "Hey, Dad."
Who's up? Oh, what's up?
He says, "I'm here after Suicide Squad."
Was it the Suicide Squad or Suicide Squad, Eli? Which one? Was it 1 or 2? I'm hoping
Taco
it was 2.
Bell is a guilty pleasure of mine too. I have more Taco Bell this month than I've had in years. I think I am addicted to the chalupa bread, and the $5 Taco Crispy melt box is pretty damn good. The chalupas, I will say, I do like the chalupas. I got to get the chicken chalupa though if I'm going to get a chalupa with extra sour cream.
Not only did Del Taco get me away from Taco Bell, but when they decided to simplify their their menu and they got rid of the double-decker taco, but now they've thrown on 5,000 different things. I'm done. I can't do it. Anyways, 0-2 pitch, by the way. Anderson's got on Gonzalez here with 2 outs.
He said, I think the first one. We watched James Gunn one.
That's the second one. That's the one we just saw in theaters a couple months ago. Big guy. Proud of you. Shark. He loves the shark. Big pitch. And
nice pitch there. Strike 3. Gets out of the inning.
I know the Astros got the inning last inning, but that's what you do. Take your pitcher, put him out there, let him get through the inning. He's pumped up. And even
that is a good pitch.
And even if you go to the relief pitcher next inning, you pat him on the rear end, you say, good job, way to go.
Yeah.
You got.
And now you're into their bullpen. You're going into the 6th. Your bullpen is much deeper than Houston's bullpen. So the Braves here in a close game, actually the edge slides to them because with the deeper bullpen, with the better bullpen, the better arms coming out of the bullpen, they feel like they are safe right now with that 1-0 lead.
100%. 100%. I said it all through the ALCS. It doesn't matter who it is. The 2 teams in the National League, the Dodgers and the Braves, they have so much better of a bullpen that if you have a close game going into the 5th, 6th inning, it benefits the NL team more. Even if the American League team is up 1 or 2 runs, I really think that benefits the NL team more. That's why, whether it was the Sox or the Astros, I said it. If they're going to get to the World Series, you got to get that starting pitcher. You got to knock him out. You got to get 3 runs. You're going to get a crooked number on the board. And they've only gotten 1.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break here. Take a quick breather. Come back. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th inning. Just a moment. So we're coming back now. You see they're shaking Ian Anderson's hand, so he's likely done for the night.
I love it, though.
Yeah, I do too. Then we get a quick ground out to first base on the first pitch. And 1 out here in the inning. Yimi Garcia is in.
A different Garcia. If you're listening to us and not watching, because Buck, you're doing movie night or something, this is a different Garcia. It is a reliever, but like I talked about earlier, man, I all the kudos to the Braves pitching coaching staff to let Anderson go out there, finish the inning, pat him on the back in the dugout and say, that's one hell of a pitching job, man. Good job.
All right, guys. So I did tease the giveaway. Let me get this pitch in here, and then we will go with the trivia question. Strike 1 here to Austin Riley. So trivia question here. Before Soup and I had really started Triple Shot Sports, I wrote a blog, and the blog was the thing that kind of got people's attention, which kind of started, me going on different shows on this network that they were working for. Austin Riley also grounds out to first here on an 0-1 pitch, 2 outs in the inning. All I wrote a blog about the greatest players to wear the numbers 1 through 50 in baseball. And the number that sparked the most controversy was the number 5. Who did I say was the greatest player in baseball history to wear the number 5? If you first person to comment in the chats, who the best player to wear number 5 was, according to Combs, will win the jersey. I've got a jersey here, an autographed jersey. And we can argue it all day long. I've backed it up with stats before. I've killed people on the argument. Who was the greatest number 5? 72.
72. My boys
no, it was
love
not 72.
Sports. My boys love sports with me, but they love sports based on what I tell them what's going on. They don't really dive into it as much. So,
gotcha. Just look up greatest players to wear number 5. I mean, you can start guessing off of those lists. You might not get to him for a little bit, the guy that I picked, but I did have stats to back it up. All right, so you got Jorge Soler here, 2 outs, 1-1 count. Yimi Garcia making quick work of the Braves here in the 5th. Now a 2-1 count on Jorge Soler as he misses inside. That's been a strike all night. That's why he's laughing there. He's shaking his head because that's been a strike all night long, and he's been watching it from the bullpen, and he wants that pitch there. Dusty Baker chirping a little bit from the dugout.
I purposely have my other screen now on the game a little bit behind so I can see when there's some things to.
There's ball 3-1. So, Sue, do you know who do you know the answer to this one?
I know my answer. Who it was? I actually don't know. I think you and I just saw that pitch, by the way. That wasn't a strike. I'm sorry.
It's been a strike all night, though. It wasn't a strike, but it's been a strike.
No, it has not. It didn't even touch the zone.
So there's ball 4 to Soler. They walk Soler, 2 outs, runners on first.
I'm pretty sure, as normal, you and I disagree on who it was. I think I remember we not being on the same page here, and it was something where I was right, and I had to yell at you in order to ensure you understood that you were wrong and I'm right. It's normal life between you and I.
But I beat you down in that debate because it's a fact that this guy is the greatest number 5 to ever play the game.
I love how you preface it with a lot of people argue against me, all this stuff, but I proved that it's right.
I have.
Maybe I'm wrong. I just think this was one of the ones we may have been on the opposite spectrum.
Well, there's another ball here. Yimi Garcia is not liking the zone. He feels like these balls are strikes. They are missing the zone, but I feel like the ump's been calling similar pitches strikes tonight.
No, he's been right on that digital zone that we're on. When they're touching the digital lines, he's called them a strike. They've been off that digital line, even by the smallest amount, he's calling it a ball. Big pitch.
There's a cut. That would have been a ball.
That was a beautiful pitch. Started coming in, and you're coming from the right-hand pitcher side. Looked like that wouldn't be able to go, and it cuts the opposite way you expect from a right-handed pitcher. That's a beautiful pitch right there. That's the one as a catcher, you pump him up.
It was not Tom Brady, Strafer. He plays
Eli.
football.
Tom Brady is worn 12. You should know this. There's Tom Brady stuff everywhere in the house. Tom Brady wears 12.
He says, "What do I get?" You get the wrong answer, sir.
And you're also asking for a Major League Baseball player, right?
Yeah, it's a Major League Baseball player.
Baseball, Eli, not football.
I went 1 through 50, and I named the greatest player to wear each number. And the number 5 was the biggest debate that I got from everybody. I had a couple other debates in there, but they weren't as big as the number 5 was.
Big 1-2 pitch right here coming up. Garcia, 2 outs, 1-2 pitch, bottom of the 5th. Throws a high heater, and Duvall won't go chasing, so we're going to have a 2-2 pitch. Still got a guy in first base. This is a big, big spot right here. I mean, Both teams now officially dipping into their bullpen.
I think your son's
One-run
messing
game.
with us now. He says, "Oh yeah, he plays hockey." Tom Brady does not play
Ball
hockey.
up the middle. Altuve
Oh, he's not gonna
tries
get
to
there.
throw him. He can't. First and second.
I'll tell you what, that was a feat for Altuve just to get to that ball,
Just to get to
and
the
that
ball.
also stops Soler at second as opposed to getting to third, because he gets to third if that ball gets through to the center fielder.
Yep. That's a big thing. You don't get the out, but everything you just said right there. Altuve made a defensive play that lessens the bleeding. That's for sure. Elijah Lounder.
Ooh, Jonathan Briggs comes in. He says Johnny Bench. It was not Johnny Bench, sir.
Yeah, I remember you and I
not Johnny
disagreed because that was my number one person wearing number 5.
He's not even third.
Oh my God. Jeez, Chromes. Good man.
Lamar is better than Brady. Oh God. Oh God.
Oh, well, Mans happens to be my other son, who is the biggest Lamar Jackson fan. He was the biggest Cam Newton fan. That suddenly seemed to go away out of nowhere.
Says Pujols. Sorry, Drew. It was not Pujols.
I was hoping someone said Pujols.
It was not Pujols.
Known for being on the Cardinals. 0-1 pitch here, bottom of the 5th. 2 men on. Gets a big swing from d'Arnaud.
d'Arnaud falls down now. 0-2. He says Cam sucks now. Drew says Gehrig. It was not Lou Gehrig. I do not have Gehrig, Pujols, or Johnny Bench as number 1 to wear number 5. I said 5, not 45. All right, so here we go. 0-2 pitch.
Hack away.
Fouls
d'Arnaud
it off.
Fouls it off. Fights it off. Lives to see another pitch. Eli. Throw out some baseball player names. Come on.
He's towing the line.
This is not gamer chat time with Dad. This is not TikTok DM time, okay?
A poll is going on Streamlabs. Who's going to win Game 3? Use ! vote. Braves or Astros to vote.
I don't know if Michael
There
Jackson
you go. Ball 1, 1 and 2.
ever played, ever wore number 5.
Michael Jordan did play baseball, but he wore number 45.
I know. I think what you're trying to do there was just be a little punk there, Elijah. But yet, Michael Jordan did play baseball.
He said, "I vote Lamar."
Vote Lamar.
Not Lamar.
Abram loves football, and that's it. He watches football.
Gotcha.
He doesn't really watch the other sports. He knows what's going on because of me. But he says
Hank Aaron. Did Hank Aaron wear number 5? I don't think he did. Thought he wore 15.
I know of. Yeah, I think he wore double digit.
Hank Aaron.
Now there's a really obvious one here. I'm shocked no one is saying it. I mean, there's the most.
That's a good
obvious.
guess too, Jonathan Briggs. It is
JJ,
not George
one.
Brett. It is not George Brett.
I'm blown away that no one's even just randomly guessed this guy yet.
I know. You know, he's a guy that, look, he was, I'll give you guys a hint. He was trending up early in his career, in an injury, probably about 7-8 years in, caused his numbers to start dwindling. And he wasn't the same player after that.
Big ground out here by d'Arnaud, gets out of the inning, and the Astros stay alive.
So we are heading to the top of the 6th. 1-0 Braves.
JJ, thank you for saying that. No ma.
JJ is correct. It was Nomar Garciaparra. I have Nomar Garciaparra as the greatest player to wear number 5. Look, I get in this argument all the time. People are like, how can you have him there?
I was wearing his jersey in game 1 of us doing this series in the World Series.
I've got his Red Sox jersey. I've got his Cubs jersey. I've got his Dodgers jersey. I was a huge Nomar fan. But beyond that, Nomar Garciaparra was just phenomenal.
When you say injuries brought his numbers down, it takes out of the argument for me that he's the greatest player in your thing, because you can't say if it wasn't for injuries or anything like that. Injuries are a part of it. And if you can't complete a career at the high level, like a guy like Joe DiMaggio, by the way, or Johnny Bench, who were both number 5s that were better than Nomar, in my opinion, even being a huge Nomar fan. If Nomar didn't get injured, or maybe, kept using steroids, would he have stayed amazing? Sure. But he didn't, dude. He didn't. So you can't give him the greatest title just because he could have been good, or for a short amount of time he was good. I appreciate the love for a Red Sox player, though. That's for sure.
This man, before he got hurt, and he got hurt in that 2001 season, and after that, he did play 2 full seasons, but after that, he was just not the same player. And his numbers were trending up every year. He went from 241 to 306, 323, 357, 372, were his batting averages in those years before he got hurt. His home run numbers were going up 40, 30, 35. Then they dwindled a little bit at 27 and 21. But his RBIs were up there. His hits were up there, constantly near 200 hits. This guy was an MVP runner-up. He was the Rookie of the Year. He was in the top 10 of MVP voting in 5 of his first 7 years. He was phenomenal, and so a lot of people give him a lot of flack for making so many errors, but Nomar made a lot of errors because he got to balls that other guys could never get to. He made a lot of errors trying to make things happen on balls that a lot of guys just wouldn't get to. And that's what kills me about when people talk about Jeter. And I almost got into a fight in this in New York when I went to go see a game, by the way, because a Yankee fan asked me, who's the best shortstop, who's a better shortstop than Derek Jeter? And I said, Derek Jeter's not even the best shortstop on his own team. A-Rod was. A-Rod was a better shortstop than Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter did not put his body on the line other than the 2 plays that you see on loop on ESPN when they talk about Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter did not do the things that Nomar...
for the Braves.
Yes. AJ Minter is in the game. We are in the top of the 6th inning here.
You talk about a guy who sometimes grips the ball way too hard. I wonder if in this situation and in the weather, if Minter has an issue with control, and you see his first pitch almost putting it right on Altuve's wrist. So this is going to be interesting to me on how short of a leash they have him on.
But yeah, it for me, Nomar was the guy, and watching that guy play was phenomenal. I love
Nomar. I love Nomar, but you start every sentence with before he got hurt, and then you got a guy like Joe DiMaggio who batted 323, 346, 324.
I understand what you're saying. I'm saying the best. I'm not saying the best career. I'm not saying the most sustained career. I'm saying the best player to ever wear that number, and that was Nomar. I don't care if he only played 1 season. Watching him play and the way that he played the game and how good he really, really was before the injuries, he was the greatest player to ever wear number 5.
I can't agree, man. And this is me, a Sox fan, where DiMaggio was always in the MVP voting, winning MVPs, constantly batting well, then had a 3-year gap in which he didn't play in the military, fought for a country in the military, and came back and was stroking the ball again, even though he had a down year coming back from the military at 290.
Altuve. Yeah, I get it. Look, you're a Red Sox fan, and you know what Red Sox fans love to hate me for? Is when we talk about the greatest hitter of all time. It's not Ted Williams.
Barry Bonds.
Well, yeah, Barry Bonds is the greatest hitter of all time. But Ted Williams isn't even a top 5 greatest hitter of all time.
Oh, my God, Combs. Big swing by Altuve to fight it off. Fouls it off. Stays at 2-2. Makes 0. Don't even want to get into this with you. We're trying to call a game here, and you just make them look at that save.
That's a nice save by Bregman.
Is that Bregman?
Yeah.
Look at Bregman saving his dugout, dropping that bunt down, taking some bunt practice, saving the cameraman. Look at him go. And a big strikeout. Minter goes out there. Nasty pitch. Good pitch by Minter. Where I was talking about an issue with control. Altuve was way out on his front foot right there. So now you got lefty on lefty here with Brantley coming up to hit. Brantley's not a switch hitter, is he?
No.
Look at those stats for him. Safely 22 for the last 23 postseason games, 10 multi-hit games, World Series career, 9 games, 378 average. And yet, like you and I talked about, he gets no name recognition. He's just this quiet,
Right.
humble, go out there, do my job type of guy. I guarantee you there are people right now that are baseball fans that barely even know who Michael Brantley is. I'm serious.
Yep. I don't disagree.
It's just like crazy fans that somehow think that Ted Williams isn't even the top 5 greatest hitters of all time. Friggin' idiot.
God. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh my God, here we go. Oh my God, here we go. That's what I should be saying to you, Combs. Not Ted Williams not being in the top 5 of greatest hitters of all time. For the love of God.
Do you want to know? Do you even know who my top 5 is, though?
I want to know. No, I don't want to know who your top 5 is. I want to know why you don't put Williams in your top 5. And a big swing, by the way, by Brantley now down.
I'll give you 5 reasons why I don't put him in the top 5. 5 reasons right now why I don't give him in the top 5.
Don't list your top 5 and skirt around my question to make
What do you
reason.
mean? This is why I don't have him in the top 5, because there's 5 guys that are better than him. Actually, there's probably about 7 or 8 guys that are better than him.
God, you're a joke. You're an absolute joke, Combs. I don't know what happened to you tonight. You came in late. I don't know if you got rejected in the bedroom or something.
He's not even the greatest Red Sox hitter of all time.
Now you're just being the dumbass. You're just trying to get me going.
Carl Yastrzemski.
You can see the veins popping in my neck.
Carl Yastrzemski is a better hitter all time than Ted Williams. Yes. That's your boy? Yes. 3,419 career hits. Triple Crown. I mean, like, I don't know. Why are you getting so mad, though? You don't even know who my top 5 is. That's why you can't be mad.
Big out right here. Minter, Gibbs, Brantley.
2 outs now.
Top of the 6.
I'm giving you my top 5 names, okay?
2 outs.
Number 1.
2 outs.
Number 1 is Pete Rose. Number 2 is Ty Cobb. Number 3 is Stan Musial. Number 4 is going to be Barry Bonds. And number 5, I'm kind of caught up on this one because as much as I talk about this guy and not being a great defensive shortstop, Derek Jeter was a very, very great hitter. One of the greatest hitters of all time. But for me, it's can't think of Tris Speaker. Sorry. Brain fart there. What?
You're even bringing into conversation for a mention of Derek Jeter in the list of top 5 hitters of all time. Ooh, and Minter. That's all I talked about, man. His grip issues.
Yeah,
he got the weather, the situation. He
that
hits
hurts,
Bregman,
man,
but that
especially
hurts,
in the
man.
cold weather.
In the cold weather, Bregman's hurting. Minter did great on his first 2 batters, but he comes and he just. I mean, there was no control on that pitch. No, right on his foot, right on the ankle. And you hit, even with that brace on there, man, you hit the ankle bone.
Yeah.
Let's see. Right where it's flexing. Look at that gray. Yep, right on the gray. The one exposed area on the brace. Right on the ankle. That is going to swell. Oh.
Yeah.
That is going to swell. That's going to hurt. Tomorrow it's going to be sore as heck, and I guarantee you he's probably going to get a sharp. Yeah. Look at that. Just shifted the whole. Oh. Yeah. But there he goes. He's up there. There's so much adrenaline pumping through that leg right now.
Oh, yeah. He's not going to feel that till tomorrow morning.
No. Now that he's run down to first base, he's just going to feel pressure. It's just going to be a pressure feeling, and he's going to wake up tomorrow morning and go to roll over in his hotel bed to go take a piss and just absolutely scream in pain. That's going to hurt. Yeah. He's laughing it up now.
You see Freddie Freeman talk to him, ask him if he's okay.
Yeah.
That's why I love Freddie Freeman, man. The guy is a class act. Yep. The best thing about the season earlier was when Rizzo was still on the Cubs and Freeman got caught into a rundown with him, and there's audio of it, and they get him caught in a rundown, and Rizzo's at third, covering third on this rundown, and Freeman starts running back towards second, and Rizzo starts chasing him down. He's like, Frederick, and you hear Freddie Freeman laughing as he's running back to second base, trying to be safe. Ultimately, they tag him out, and they just start laughing together. It's hilarious.
A class act. He's funny. There's only one first baseman that outdoes him. Joey Votto in Cincinnati is just a freaking class act, but he's hilarious as hell on first base. So you see Minter throwing over to first to check on Bregman, and almost like a feeling bad that he hit him, just lobbed it over. Like Bregman's going to be able to get back fast.
Jonathan Briggs, I did forget to
JJ with the win.
So with your winnings here, we do have a throwback.
Did you get JJ?
That is playing in the World Series. It is a custom Atlanta Braves Dale Murphy
jersey.
Dale Murphy. Nice. We talked about him the other night.
Yep, game 1 we talked about him.
And that guy
deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
He's the reason I wear number 3 in every sport that I play in.
Big cut by Alvarez.
He's the reason why I wear number 3. So congratulations there.
Good stuff, JJ.
I'll get this out to you, JJ. You can either hit me up on Facebook or in the chat, or just give Soup your address. He'll get it over to me, and I will get this out to you. I'll probably send everything out this weekend, just so that everybody can get their stuff here before the end of the World Series.
Elijah, I'd love to see you create a TikTok video for us. That'd be great.
Yordan Alvarez here.
Alvarez with a big
that would be great
on a 1-1 pitch.
If you take clips of this and get us a
just don't put any stupid info TikTok of Combs saying that Ted Williams isn't in top 5 hitter of all time. Please don't do that.
Get your dad's face when I start talking about him not even being the best Red Sox hitter of even
garbage.
Not even the best Red Sox hitter of all time.
Stupid opinion, and with a thought process that you would even mention Derek Jeter in the top 5 while you're saying that Derek Jeter 344 all time.
I mentioned it because he is a better hitter all time than
you're such a
Ted
fool.
Williams.
Alvarez pops up, and we got a big play going to the line. Going to be a foul ball. Stays alive. Just gets into the seats 2-3 rows back. Last batter to hit 400. 344 career batting average, including his last year in which he batted 316. His last year, the guy was like 84 years old.
He doesn't even have 3,000 career hits.
God.
Does he have 3,000 career hits? Just wondering. Asking for a friend.
No, I think
he does
got
not.
Like 2600.
He's like 26.
26, and he went into the military and everything. Oh, and we're just only going to go on stats. We're not going to, but you're going to, he doesn't have 3,000 hits.
Going on stats.
But you're going to ignore the fact
I know you got to watch Ted Williams play in his prime and stuff because you're older than I am.
Career batting average, including the last time anyone's hit for 400, but he doesn't have 3,000 hits. So God forbid he can't be in the top 5 all time of best hitters. But let's make a mention to Derek Jeter's name. God,
344 career batting average when you've got seasons of only 6 games, 37 games, 89 games. Vessel. There's just like 103 games. He's not even playing full seasons.
150 games, 156 games, 155 games, 148 games, 150 games, 143 games, 149 games.
Not a full season.
3 years in the military, MVP votes through the rear end, including his second to last season, which he had 26 MVP votes.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for your dumbass opinions except for me, unfortunately, because I got to do this with you, Combs. God.
I mean, it's not my fault that you can't handle the truth because you have favoritism with your favorite team's players. Like, I can be honest. I don't want Sammy Sosa in the Hall of Fame.
Number 1 for players that wore number 5. He's
well,
not
that's
even
because
in my
you
top
don't
3.
like the truth.
Who's Aunt Noma? Whose jersey I was wearing in game 1 when we did this? Who was on my team, for crying out loud, Combs?
How many years did Ted Williams play baseball? Says
How
Drew. He has.
Dare you?
Drew,
even put Derek
look,
Jeter's
stop
name
screaming our
while you're
beloved listeners. Our beloved listeners have questions.
Ted Williams.
Our beloved listeners have questions. They are joining us on this live.
They're
going to get to their questions.
What the hell is the matter
Drew
with
says,
you?
how many years did Ted Williams play baseball? He had 19 seasons in the league. Didn't even reach 3,000 hits.
Didn't have 3,000 hits.
But he left for 2 years to go to the military. But he still had 19 seasons. 19 seasons. He still had 19 seasons.
3 years.
That's still plenty of seasons.
And had 344 batting average. Batted over 400 1 year.
Okay.
MVP votes every single year.
Yep.
You're a joke.
Okay. You're just mad because I'm right.
No, there's nothing right about what you're saying.
We're going to have this argument. We're going to have this argument
even
when
if
we
you
have
wanna,
the man hour
even,
for sure.
Even if you want to talk about it, but the fact that I wasn't lit up until you put a mention of Derek Jeter's name when talking about the top 5 and dropping out Ted Williams. Like, that's where you lit me up. Absolute joke.
I know that's where I lit you up. That was my goal.
Bottom of the 6th. Garcia's back out there. 1-0.
Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn's in that conversation too. Tony Gwynn's a better hitter.
Tony Gwynn's a fantastic hitter. He's not freaking Derek Jeter, Combs.
What is wrong with Derek Jeter offensively? Why are you so upset about Derek Jeter being mentioned? Derek Jeter's got 3,000 career hits
that ever hit, but he's not like this great offensive powerhouse.
Come on.
They struggled a bunch of times to stay around 300 sometimes.
He hit 310 for his career.
He hit 310 for his career.
What are you talking about? He struggled to be at 300 sometimes. He hit 310 for his entire career. 20 years, the same amount of time as your boy that you're so hyped up about. But he had 1,000 more hits almost. 1,000.
2-1 pitch upcoming to Swanson.
Do you think he got those 1,000 hits? Do you think he got those 1,000 hits by playing one more year than Teddy Ballgame? No,
he's a good hitter, but
he was a better hitter than Ted Williams.
You just take hit numbers and you just like he's a better hitter.
It's
the percent, the batting average percentage literally talks about how often you hit a ball and get a hit compared to an out. The dude hit over 400. The dude was averaged 344. 344.
Yes. 344 for his career.
And you just like toss him off on the side of the road. Like he's not even a top 10 hitter. Just a joke. Big pop up by Swanson on a 3-1 pitch to left field. Not a lot of outfield action still tonight, but
we can talk about batting average. We could talk about all that, okay? But also, not only did Derek Jeter have 1,000 more hits, Derek Jeter had a ton more plate appearances. So his average had more of a chance to go down. You can ignore it all you want. You can ignore the honesty.
I'm glad they're honoring the military right now. That's good. At least someone's doing something right. I bet you Joe Buck and Smoltz at least are doing something better pertaining to it.
I think Aaron Judge is a hell of a lot better than Derek Jeter. Okay, Drew, stop. Derek Jeter ruined the Gold Glove Award. I don't disagree there. I don't disagree. Derek Jeter winning Gold Gloves is because Derek Jeter only fielded balls that got hit right to him. I don't disagree with you. That's my biggest complaint about Derek Jeter is his defense.
Why do they still advertise Siri on the iPhone like Siri's on anything else that people don't know about Siri?
Supas does not want to acknowledge anything now. He is so mad at me. Like he does not even. He is ready. He's like about ready to try to like
hitter right now. I think
I'm surprised he hasn't pulled the plug on his computer in his Wi-Fi and just be like, sorry, I lost power again.
0-1 pitch coming up, bottom of the 6th. Braves trying to pad this and give a little crooked number on the board in order to stay ahead of the Astros. And Garcia's trying to hold Atlanta back from being able to do anything else.
Oh my God. Go ahead. You call the game. Go ahead.
And ball on the outside. 1-1 pitch here. Garcia with 26 pitches into this game. Not sure how long he can last here. Not sure if Dusty's going to expect him to go longer. Ken Rosenthal still looks like a friggin' geek in a bow tie. Someone should really tell him he's got to stop wearing that thing. He looks like a freaking dumbass. Big swing. We're going to have a 1-2 pitch upcoming. The Suicide Squad, by the way, is the sequel. Is number 2, The Suicide Squad.
The Soup Boss is very
Squad.
angry right now because the Soup Boss is,
by the way, you can follow Wyatt
happy.
on Twitter at @manhour _TWW.
Michelle says, wait, what did I miss? All the kids are leaving. I couldn't hear. So basically, Michelle, I did what I am
JJ,
best
you're right.
at.
Cold weather does make that hurt.
I pissed off Soup Boss, so now he's ignoring
Got a swing,
everything
going
that I
to second
say.
base, and we got it now. So Garcia's coming out here doing a great job keeping the Braves at bay, not letting them get any more hits, giving the big Astro swings a chance to go out there. And here comes Dusty Baker, going to do something that probably Combs is just going to, criticize him about and shit on him and tell him that he's probably not one of the top 20 coaches in the history of Major League Baseball. Probably for some dumb reason about some other coach doing something in a different way. So therefore, he's just not that good. He's going to ignore the fact he's brought multiple teams to the World Series. Probably so.
Because you're starting to realize that everything you were taught and everything that you were taught growing up, because you grew up in the New England area.
I'd rather listen to myself too right now than anything
Teddy
else.
Ballgame was the greatest hitter of all time is a lie, and you're finally hearing it.
This IBM commercial with Whining Wayne, by the way, I would punch my kids if they ever wanted a whining wave. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Parents getting all excited because they got a Whining Wayne doll. What a joke. Cheese does make things better.
How are Dusty's gloves? I refuse to watch the Astros. They're still on.
They're still on.
They're on.
I think Dusty showers with them
Facebook
on.
user, if you want, go ahead and click in the bio ahead. I have a feeling that since it's I refuse to watch the Astros, I have a feeling this is Jared Parrott. But allow Streamlabs to go ahead and
I'm in to listen to me chew some crackers right now. It's more riveting than anything.
Soup Boss is mad because I said Ted Williams is not the greatest hitter of all time. I said he's not even in the top 5. And then I said Derek Jeter is a better hitter all time. And I proved it with numbers, but Soup Boss all of a sudden didn't want to hear numbers, even though numbers were a big part of his argument of why Teddy Ballgame was in the top 5, but he didn't want to hear the numbers of why he wasn't. So, yeah, and now he's still ignoring me. God. And now
These insurance
Facebook user
commercials are stupid as well. How do they get if insurance? If we all need insurance, why do they even bother with commercials? We all need insurance.
will not click anything. I pissed off Facebook user, whoever Facebook user
it's
is.
Rocket Mortgage. Okay,
It's got to be Jared. He's in your ballpark too. He does not want to talk to me.
I love how well they packed the back of that car. The family in the Rocket Mortgage commercial. I love a good Tetris pack. Absolutely amazing. Michigan State, big game, 6 versus 8 tomorrow.
My
Who wins that game? I'm asking the fans. I'm not asking the other guy that's on the show with me right now.
You know.
And we got a new pitcher out here for the Astros. Bottom of the 6th. Brooks Raley. Got a 7.20 ERA going right now in the postseason.
Are you a 12-year-old girl? Like, is that why you're trying to ignore me right now? Like you got.
I'm trying
to
call the game right now. Are you
just don't?
Are you
want
ignoring the fact that this isn't man hour? This is for someone who totally forgot to remind me that we're doing this separate from the man hour. We're trying to do commentary on the game.
First of all, it's not my fault that you're stupid. And I said we're not doing the game 2 show.
Eddie Rosario's
you're
up
like,
with a
oh, we're not
2-0
doing
pitch.
man hour.
Big spot right now. Big spot. Braves
2-0,
trying to
2 outs.
get the
Eddie Rosario's up
big hack.
and a big hack, and that's a strike on Rosario. We'll pretend like you're not here. We pretend like each other's not here. We'll just keep calling the game, echoing.
Rain's starting to come down a lot, by the way.
It's starting to rain over here in Atlanta, and
Over here in Atlanta.
it's pouring.
You're not in
Yeah.
Atlanta, you're in Chicago.
How do you know where I'm at?
I watch you. Outside pitch. Big situation now with the 3-1 pitch coming up.
That was the creepiest thing all night. As a Facebook user cannot get over the fact that I said Derek Jeter either. Says he loves Rocket Mortgage.
It's a good commercial. They packed the back of that car well.
Here's
Ooh.
Rosario. Ooh.
Well, I think Rosario right there just was. It looked like
That was
he
a good
gonna
pitch.
take it no matter what.
Yeah, that was a
It
good
looked like-
pitch.
It was a great pitch, but
Yeah.
it's interesting that a 3-1 pitch there. It seemed like Rosario was going to take it no matter what. Looks like he had no interest of even trying to swing. Gets the wood on the bat. Here we go. Got a
Yes.
run coming in and
Good
sliding
enough.
catch.
Oh, what a catch.
What a catch. Barely any work all night in the outfield.
Kyle Tucker.
And Tucker comes in and makes a beautiful, waves the tongue and says, "Take that, idiot who doesn't
Facebook
think Ken
user,
Williams is in top 10 hitting of all time." Let me give
Facebook
it
user.
to ya.
If you are Jared, just go ahead and comment your name. I'm pretty sure
whoever's
this
the
is Jared. I
Facebook user,
probably
just give
pissed him off.
StreamYard permission to just.
He says he
wanna
won't
see your
click
name.
anything. He said, I will not click anything.
I will not click anything. He's afraid clicking something will give a vote in the positive for Derek Jeter.
Oh, my word. So we are going into the top of the 7th inning now.
Great catch. What a catch by Tucker.
That was a beautiful catch. I thought that ball was dropping off the bat.
Oh, I did. I thought even the way he was coming in with it, I thought he was rushing it to get it off of the single bounce and to try to keep the runner at first.
Yep.
He was committed to that the whole way. So
If
beautiful.
that ball gets behind him too, I mean that's trouble because I didn't see anybody behind him backing him up.
No. Who's it in left field for the Astros? Is that Alvarez out in left field?
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, and he wasn't
Alvarez.
playing. He wasn't playing to back that up at all. There was no one
No.
back there because I've got this other screen back about 30 seconds to rewatch some things, and I just watched it in slow mo, and there's no one back there. So
Yeah,
big chance by him taking, but he did it. Good catch.
yeah. Sometimes you just gotta take that chance. If you know that you've got it and you trust yourself, you go out and you get it. And that's what he does. That's why Derek Jeter was such a great hitter. Always believed in himself when he was at the plate. Clutch.
I wanted to ask you about these commercials they're on, but I just realized it said something about Oklahoma, so I bet you can't see them. So it's a really hot mom right now in this commercial.
Oh no, I've got a Toyota commercial on.
Now I've got a Cox commercial on.
A really hot mom and a Cox commercial. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. This is the Man Hour. We are live, raw, and uncut.
Still
Even
better than
when we
anything.
are calling the World Series game. It's just how we roll.
Better than anything Smoltz and Buck is going to give you. That's for sure.
Love a hot mom. This is definitely Jared, right? It's got to be Jared. He's just going to be the international man of mystery. That's why I know it's Jared. Anybody else would have commented their name by now. But he's just stubborn.
Not the only person I know that's stubborn, that's for sure.
We will not talk about ex-wives on the show.
It's talking about you jackass.
Whether or not I knew that is irrelevant.
Hey, can we talk about the fact that, on a serious note here real quick?
Yeah.
I knew that the
Are we
Astros were having
capable
some
of talking on a
problems here.
serious note?
Nah, I don't know. So is this a serious note? Anyways, the Astros don't have a hit. It's the top of the 7th. There being no hit right now. I don't think we've really. I mean, I just did the commentator jinx Poor Braves now. The Astros are gonna get a home run here, but on their third pitcher, I think, and still do not have a hit on the board.
How did I not notice that before now?
Yeah, I just saw that with the ticker because they've had a runner on, right? So via walk, and then Bregman got hit, so they've had a walk and a hit batter. But no hits so far. So no hitter in the 7th inning. Came through the World Series. That would be crazy to get a no hitter in the World Series with combined pitchers.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree.
That's a serious question to you. Like when you see teams celebrate a no hitter when they have like 6 pitchers combined for a no hitter, like you still no hit the team, but do you think it deserves as much of a celebration as one single pitcher going out there and throwing a no hitter? I'm always like, it's a great feat to no hit the other team, but when you're like 6 pitchers doing it, I feel weird. Like that's still 6 different pitchers.
It's not the same, but it's still like, especially in a World Series game, it's
it'd be
still
huge
pretty
in the
impressive.
World Series. Yeah, if they can finish this out, it'd be huge in the World Series for sure.
This is definitely Jared. Now that he commented here, this was Jared's thing. Yeah. Says Derek Jeter is with Miles Sanders sucking cow dong. I get that it's and you know what's funny?
Big swing, and we got a great play by Albies. So.
The only people who ever fight me on that take are New England fans. Boston sports fans fight me forever on the take, but anybody, I'm telling you, no, it's not.
No way. I know a ton of people who hate the Red Sox who have said straight out that they think Ted Williams is the greatest hitter ever. So you may say that because you lived in New England and you know New England fans are obviously going to be passionate about it, but I guarantee you there are a ton of fans that even if they don't think that he was the greatest hitter of all time, that would think you're ridiculous for not even putting him in your top 10. Like there's a ton of baseball fans.
Thought about like what I like if I ever wanted to seriously troll some fans, what I would do is I would buy the ticket to sit in the red seat and then say that to a bunch of fans in the
watch your mouth.
There would be a huge brawl.
Watch your mouth. Remember, I'm watching you.
I'm
watching when you sleep. There are things I can do, sir. Ooh,
I mean,
big cut by Tucker. Tucker was up there trying. Interesting cut by Tucker. We've sat here and said that how good of a batter he is, situational, and now where we just realized they've been no hit. Do you think maybe the pressure is getting on him because that's not like Tucker? He was hacking away at that pitch.
62% of our fans believe that the Braves are going to win the game tonight.
Wow, I thought it would be a lot higher than that.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, one of the votes was for me.
Like 6. So
and then my son Abram who voted for the Ravens. So
yeah. There's a write-in vote for the Ravens.
There we go.
You will be happy to know,
so
though,
3 walks, 2 hit. So they've had 5 base runners.
Before this, we had a trivia question of who I voted for as the greatest number 5 of all time in baseball history, and that was Nomar Garciaparra.
Tucker lines it out to center field, so 2 outs. Did you see the stat that they put up there?
Take Jeter over Manny. This is not Jared.
Interesting. It depends on what you're building around your team.
Yeah.
I don't think that you can straight out answer that question.
Jeter is the greatest captain of all time. There is not another captain that I would want leading my team.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Yeah, I would take Jeter over Manny. Not only is he less of a hassle in the clubhouse, but he's just as good of a hitter as Manny was. And
Gurriel, by the way,
he's just as clutch as Manny was.
You can tell the pressure's starting to get to these Astros hitters. Tucker with his swing. Gurriel just on the first pitch just was trying to put that thing 200 feet outside of the park.
And at this point, don't you like as a baseball guy, don't you just want to see them try to get some base runners at this point?
Well, they've had 5.
Try to get a hit.
They've had
Well, yeah, via
five.
the walk.
Big hit to third base. We've got a double hopper and great
Oh, he's
scoop by
out. What a
Freeman on the
scoop.
double hop. They
That's a
stay
good
hitless.
scoop. That's a good play by Riley.
Astros
No
have
hits
had
through 7.
3 walks and 2 hit by pitches. So they've actually had 5 players on base tonight, but
Yeah.
they're up there now. They're starting to feel the pressure. They're hacking away, trying to hit a home run because they're only down by 1 run, but you're not going to hit well doing that. Trust me as a Sox fan watching it in the ALCS.
I'm trying to find all the Facebook feeds we have so I can find out who Facebook user is.
It's probably just Jared saying this is not Jared.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out which Facebook feed. Did you share this to Facebook?
I shared it on Sports Soup, and then I shared it on my main Facebook as well. So, yep.
One.
I shared it on my main Facebook as well.
Let me see if he's on your main Facebook then. Somebody's commenting this. Nope.
I'm going to check Soup right now, see if there's any people. We've got people posting about the New York Knicks being power ranked at 6. Okay. More Aaron Rodgers memes. These edibles ain't poop. 15 minutes later, Aaron Rodgers. See what we got here. Someone, Atlanta Braves fans started chanting cheaters during Jose Altuve's at bat. Oh, that's original.
Yeah.
CV posting something about the Minnesota Vikings. You see the Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury is officially set. So Jake Paul's going to actually fight a boxer. So hey, we all harp on him. Yeah, big deal. You won. You didn't even fight a boxer. He's actually going to fight a boxer. And like, Tommy Fury's built like he's no just knockover guy or old guy.
I'm not a big boxing guy. Like to me, boxing is a dead sport.
It's not big enough for me to pay to watch it, but if someone else is going to do it, or people want to go hang out at B-Dubs or something,
I'll pay and watch the UFC every weekend. Like I love watching UFC. I'm big into the UFC, but I will. I don't know. I just can't get back into boxing. To me, boxing is probably the most fixed sport we have.
Oh, it's extremely fixed. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see what I put with Bill Belichick? They asked him something about Halloween. He opens the door on Halloween to trick-or-treaters dressed like himself. He puts the headset on and everything. And then he's like, it's me, Bill Belichick. That's scary. Look at that.
What's the one that I saw? It was the Halloween commercial? Was it Baker Mayfield? Was it one where Baker Mayfield's throwing stuff at people?
Is that it?
There's something with Baker Mayfield.
I don't know. All right, here we go.
Says, well, boys, I got to iron my Sox gear and get ready for 2022. Keep up the good work. Talk to you boys. Game 4. Come with better takes.
Cool.
Love you.
Calling us boys, Sox fan, everything like that. I don't know. I think this is Jared saying he's not Jared.
I think so too.
Unless it's it could be Ryan or Benjamin. It could be actually Benjamin Kingsley. Freeman lines out. Rayleigh's now gotten 4 outs on 8 pitches here. So just as much as the Astros seem to be like they're up there just hacking, just trying to get a hit, I don't think the Braves are helping themselves out right now. I mean, 4 outs and 8 pitches. Go up there and work this. Like, go work another run right now. You need to get another run on the board just to give yourself an insurance run. You keep this at 1-0. I mean, as much as the Astros aren't helping themselves with these swings, Braves aren't doing themselves any favors of trying to put this away. So,
and you kind of keep the Astros in the game, and you kind of give them hope because right now they're only one big swing away from being back in this game and being tied up.
Yep. Ozzy 0-for-2 with a walk in the first, and he goes up hacking at that first pitch. They got the shift on him. This is a kid that I think, and he pulls it right into the shift. So I think the shortstop would have been there anyways. But this is a kid right here that The shift to me, because I've heard it asked before, what do you think about the shift? To me, it works, but it works so much. But you would think teams would start trying, like just learn to do anything you can to just go opposite field. And I know some of these bigger like built sluggers, and they can't do anything but pull really just with their body type. But a kid like that, like he should be doing everything he can to put it opposite field if they've got a shift on him.
Yeah.
Because his speed, even if it dribbles a little bit, and you've got the first baseman now playing all of the right side, and it gets in between the pitcher and the first baseman, like he's going to absolutely outpace that pitcher getting to first base. There's no way the pitcher is going to beat him to the first base.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know, man. Sometimes we live in the era where, chicks dig the long ball, but I think if you're having the shift put on you and you're a kid like that, you got to be trying to put that opposite way. And he wasn't. He was up there hacking and pulling it, and he lined out.
It's fun seeing Max Scherzer on these Indeed commercials now, but it makes you wonder with him doing Indeed commercials now. Did we see the last of Max Scherzer?
Oh no, I don't think we saw the last of him, but I think we're seeing near the end of his career. Obviously that great take, Soup Boss. Yeah. The guy's getting old. Of course, we're near the end of his career, but
he's 38. I think we're nearing the end of his career.
I think he's going to pull I think he's, especially with how he went out there and showed him his value on the Dodgers and everything. I think someone will give him like a 2-year deal. And I think,
do you think LA rebuilds? Not rebuilds, but retools.
I think they're going to have to look at all those contracts, man, that they have.
You got Kershaw, you got Scherzer, you got
And I almost think they have so much of a great foundation that them retooling is not a difficult thing. Like, you scrape some things away. You can keep a great base.
It's around Trey Turner, Mookie Betts, and I would re-sign Corey Seager, and I would build around the three of them.
Yep, I agree.
But I don't know they're going to keep Corey Seager. They've been okay with bringing in guys that can replace Corey Seager, like a Trey Turner.
If you get a guy like a Trey Turner that wants to come on board, especially if it's cheaper, they're going to do it.
Yeah,
they're probably going to do it. They're going to look at that because they're going to look at the financial element too. If they're going to always be,
you think Trey Turner comes cheaper than Corey Seager? I would argue that Trey Turner is a better player and probably should command more money than Corey Seager.
They're going to be close. Yeah, you're probably right. But I think you can find a value. I think my point being is that you could find a value in there. My biggest
Austin Riley swinging for the fences too, man. He took a hack at that first pitch from Stanek.
They're not helping themselves. The Braves need to go up here and work these counts to 2-2, 3-2.
Yeah.
And they're just playing into the game of the Houston Astros because, again, we talked about the Astros don't have as strong of a bullpen, but if you're going to go up there and hack away, you make their bullpen just as strong. And now it's going to take the Astros. They're built to hit that home run. And
and it's pitches like that too, where you just saw Maldonado frame one that was out of the zone and hold it there like he thought it was a strike too. And to me, like a catcher can't really do that because not just because of but now he just drew the same call. So I guess, and there's where Riley's mad about it, and I don't blame him for being mad about it, but that's the same pitch he tells him, but you get into your pitcher's head.
See what the ump said? You see what the ump was saying though?
Yeah, he shook his head. Yes,
ump acknowledged it. Yep. Which then if you get the same pitch, he's not going to call it a strike, but that's yep.
And Riley knows it. And Riley looks back at him, and Riley's like, I should still be at the plate right now.
There was a game where Carlos Delgado, it was at the end of his career. I can't remember who he's playing for. It was against the Red Sox. And it was the most garbage, disgusting third strike against him. And of course, like Red Sox, it was the end of the inning. And he turned around and looked at the ump. And I remember the ump, clear as day, just looks at him. He goes, "It was a bad pitch. It was a bad pitch. My bad."
Yeah.
Okay, great. You acknowledge it, but it doesn't take away the strikeout. It doesn't take it away. Like if you know the second, that to me is where I think just as much as we talk about automatic strike zone, I think there just needs to be a continued focus on you don't need to call the strike or ball in a split second reaction. Like, let your brain process it for a second. Because a second after he called Delgado out on the strike, he was like, oh, it was a bad pitch. Let your brain see that then, so you can see it through and go, okay, strike or ball. Yeah. I think they're just so amped and ready to have to make the call. But it's baseball. No one's ready for the split second decision on the pitch. Right. I think they need to train these umps a little bit more to just take a half breath before they make the call.
Yeah, I don't disagree. To be honest with you, I don't think that they need to retrain the umps. I think they need to go to automated strike zones. And I know that this is an argument that I make, but it's time, and it's been time.
Joseph, I don't know who Joseph is, but he's crying the last game of FC football. I don't know FC. I don't know who that is.
Floyd Central. So this is he's from Bucks Neck of the Woods. He's a fan of the Man Outreach. Jumps on the show from time to time.
Nice.
So
he's
Floyd Central
oven pizza. I like
is
it.
So y'all, did y'all hear that the Guardians roller derby team is suing Cleveland for name infringement? Yes.
Yep. They finally.
That's a huge one.
But do you know why they're suing them?
How did they not know?
It's just forcing the team to pay. They're just looking for a payday.
Oh yeah.
The roller derby team is going to change their name, but they have to
change their name. If they change their name to the Cleveland Man Hour, I'd be on that ship too.
Yeah. They're just doing. There's no goal by them to actually get the baseball team to get rid of the Guardian name. They're just looking to force the pressure on the former Indians ball club to just give them a big payout.
And the fact that they had to lose the Indians is just stupid. Like, I'm still going to call them the Indians. The Redskins, I gave them the benefit of the doubt, and I call them not the Redskins anymore.
I didn't even mention. I'm like, I hope he mentions not the Redskins. So.
The Washington NRA, not Redskins anymore.
Hey, we got top of the eighth
There's a
now.
ball.
And we've got a new pitcher for the Braves.
This kid is so filthy.
He is. He's really
Tyler
good.
Matzik is just filthy.
And the Braves
still no hits
trying to no hit the Astros.
For the Astros. And I know people are like, oh, you guys are jinxing it. There's no jinxing it. There's no, like, if you think if I had that kind of power, I would waste it on a no-hitter in baseball.
Especially Combs.
Like, yeah, I mean, come on. If I'm going to jinx something, I'm telling you right now, my first ex-wife would have been hit by a bus a long time ago.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying. I'm saying if I had that kind of power, she would have been taken care of a long time ago. Why?
1-1 pitch, and it's outside 2-1.
Like you haven't thought of it. Stop it.
Of killing your first wife? I don't even know who she is, man. I don't know why you give me that.
He's like, I don't want that, did you?
Cleveland, Lake Erie, dead fishes. Yeah, well, yeah. Cleveland's an interesting city. I've driven through it a couple times. It's about as much value as it had. Was
2-1 count here.
Oh! We got a swing. Oh, no, it just popped up underneath it. But do we got to drop it? We got a base hit, and it gets past him in left field. He's going to stay on first. So he's going to single. He should have.
Oh, my God.
The no-hitter's gone. Rosario not only get dirty, but he stopped. He stopped because the infielder was coming. He should have called him off. He stopped. He had plenty of time. Look at him stopping slow.
You've got to go. Oh, my God.
And the door is open.
You've got no hits in the World Series.
He just stopped.
Do you not know the situation there?
I watched the play again, and he about 8 feet away slows up. He slows up his hips. He was so worried about that infielder coming out. When you're the outfielder, you get dirty or you just run at it and you tell that infielder to get away. And Swanson gave it up to him. I'm watching it again. Swanson completely gave that up to him. Yeah, he was out there, but he completely let up too.
Yeah. Jonathan Briggs, he's got to dive for that ball. Mike Buckheister, you have to catch that damn ball.
Gotta
I
catch
agree
that.
with you.
You got to catch it. He shouldn't have slowed up. What a stop by Darno.
That was a great stop by
behind the
Darno.
plate.
Yeah.
God, I love that stuff.
I'm
that
still reeling from it. He's got, there was a no-hitter, Buck. Wait, there's a no-hitter?
That
there
was a no-hitter
going.
that just
Yes.
went out the window. Top of the 8th.
God.
No outs, and that's their first hit comes on that. The Astros had five base runners tonight, 3 walks, 2 hit by pitches, but they had no hits through 7 total innings. And just like that, now have a hit.
He's buying the pitching staff freaking steak dinners.
And now after a 1-0 pitch
or something,
looks like we've got a pinch runner now. They're going to switch out after the first pitch to Castro.
Well, they had a pinch hitter and so now they had a pinch hitter in for the pitcher. Or no, it wasn't a pinch hitter. Was there?
Oh, look, Siri's on first.
Oh, God. So we don't have to listen to Joe Buck say, "Hey, Siri," 5 times.
Did you know that Siri is only on Apple phones?
Yeah. He's an idiot.
The dumbest stuff ever.
Hey, Siri, I wonder if I can make her go, "Hey, Siri."
Now, did you just see that statistic right there? Not really bad. Darno's only thrown out 2 out of 43. So big reason why they made that switch. If you're going to go I know, like, okay, you got your first hit and everything, but I think you got to steal here. Even with the lefty up, make him work it, make him nervous. Siri's got to get this stolen base. This is Dave Roberts.
This is Dave Roberts. I was just going to say this is Dave because everybody knows why you're in the game.
Yep. Everyone knows it.
Not that it's the same situation, but everybody knows why you're on first base right now.
Now, Posada was a hell of a better catcher in terms of
would you call a pitch out here?
Darno.
Are you already down 1-0 in the count? Do you pitch out?
Yeah. Ooh. He almost just gave him second base for free. To the chin. Woo. Now you can't do the pitch out. Now you got to go
would have rearranged
some
chiclets right there, man.
Dang. And Castro flinched back, but he didn't exactly flinch back super fast. Yeah. If that had a little bit of backspin on it, man, that wouldn't have been good.
He's going on this pitch right here. He's too antsy.
Nope.
Ooh.
And Castro kind of, I guess that was a swing.
Well, you can't. They're not going to pitch out here because they don't want to go down 3-1. So if you're going to go, I think this might be the pitch where you go on. You don't want to fall down 3-1. You're not going to pitch out. You've got to throw a strike because you don't want to go down 3-1.
Matson's going to throw it over twice. Watch. I really think if he doesn't, you got to try to keep him honest right here. No, going to the plate. And Castro was a big cut. How are you not running on the 2-1? Wow. You are in there to steal this base, and you have a 2-1 count, and you don't go.
Not only that, but say you go on this pitch now, and the hitter strikes out. Now you risk a strike him out, throw him
out. And on the last one, when Castro's up there swinging with the guy not going, you want that guy going. Going. So if you make contact and you get a base hit, he's easily on third. Maybe even more. And he struck him out.
And he didn't go.
Siri hasn't even gone. What was the point of putting him out there?
I have no clue what that was right there. I don't know what that sequence was. I don't know. I don't know if the lefty on the mound is confusing Siri. Like he just can't pick up the movement and he's not getting a good enough read.
Any of our listeners got any ideas of what's the point of putting Siri in there and not even attempting a steal? I mean, what was it? 1, 2,
small
3,
ball
4.
lit. Royals would have won already. Siri must have Google. You're stupid.
Oh, good one, Buck. We've dad jokes for man hour alone. And I know you got Altuve coming up and everything, but
you got the top of your order coming up. It makes no sense to not go there.
No sense whatsoever. The only
because
thing
now
I can
instead
think
of
is that
Altuve
they're
hitting with a runner on first, he'd be hitting with a runner on second. You're not going to walk Altuve to get to Bregman. You're not going to put yourself in that situation.
It's not like you stopped the double play. It's Castro still got to run to first. I don't know why you're not. It's not to stop a double play. I don't get it. I don't get it. And Altuve's just up there hacking
Yeah,
away.
He pops up. They got him popping up.
Oh, I was
And
confused what just happened there. I was like,
Austin
wait a
Riley
minute.
called for it.
Yep.
And now you got 2 outs. It's just I don't get it. Now you got 2 outs and you're still standing there at first base. So bad
situation. Now you've got
managing.
the best situational hitter on this team, but he's 0 for 3 tonight, and we've seen him look bad on a couple pitches.
This is why Dusty Baker only has that 1 World Series championship.
Well,
Great
it's like
coach, but he makes
made the right
decisions
call.
sometimes.
It's like he made the right call, and everyone knew why Siri's out
Yes.
there. Let him go.
Right.
Let him go. Like, and d'Arnaud is thrown out 2 out of
Right.
43. There's no reason. I don't care the lefties up there pitcher. Go.
Yeah.
There he goes. Now he's going.
Now he's going. And he's he was dead.
Gets by him. Center fielder wasn't even.
And
I don't know who's playing center, but you need to know the situation as well as the fielder. So both the Braves left fielder and center fielder in the same inning. Bad situation.
Ooh.
Now imagine if he had done that, 2 batters ago.
He was gunned. He was out. If Swanson catches this ball, he's out. And Swanson knows it too. He was trying to place the tag before he caught the ball.
Yep. It would have been super, super close, but he probably would have been called out. And instead,
Buck, I agree with you. He's pumped now that he's at third, but now there's 2 outs.
But now,
you could have had this 2 hitters ago.
2 hitters ago.
And then you change out Tuve's approach. I mean, it's just
imagine having a guy on third with no outs as opposed to a guy on third.
Now you got Matzek throwing 99 against a guy at Brantley who does not handle a fastball very well. He's not a good fastball hitter.
He's watching breaking pitches and placing them where they need to. So Matzek's going to go out here and just throw straight cheddar at him for the rest of this at bat. He's got to be careful, though, that he doesn't let one get by him. But d'Arnaud, though he can't throw people out well, he can block at the plate very, very well. Swinging.
Would you almost call a straight steal at home here? Guy, that might be your best chance here is to try to straight steal at home.
But I don't know if it's
on the mound.
Work.
He's not looking directly at you.
But Matzek's throwing cheese though. I mean, I don't know, man. You'd have to get a super, super huge jump because it's not like Matzek's going to throw a 89-mile-per-hour off-speed pitch. He's going to go up here throwing cheese this whole at bat because Brantley's up at bat. They should have ran him 2 batters ago. I'm just blown away with the fact that they still sent him, but after 2 outs got on the board. And Brantley pops it up. And out. Wow.
Out number 3. Braves get out of it. We're headed into the bottom of the 8th. It's a 1-0 lead for the Braves. Wow. That was what a
wow moment with the poor fielding in left field.
Yeah.
And then you get the guy in first. Dusty switches him off after 1 pitch, doesn't send him. You get 2 outs. Then he steals it and gets on third, but with the wrong batter up there for that situation against a straight fastball pitcher. I don't get it.
No, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me either. I don't like the call there. You've got to capitalize on it. You haven't done nothing all game long. They made a mental error and let that ball drop in left field, did Rosario. You've got to capitalize on that and at least force the issue.
Yeah.
Because now if you steal second with nobody out, you go to steal second, that ball goes all the way over into the outfield like it did there. You got to run around third with nobody out. Now all you need is a ground ball to the right side, or you need a pop up to somewhere into the outfield.
Well, look at the way Altuve was swinging, but Altuve was swinging in a way because the guy was on first. If he's on third with Altuve up there, I think Altuve is a little bit better on the situation where he puts that in the outfield as a pop-up.
And Altuve is a great contact hitter. He's a great contact guy. So he would do everything he could to push that ball the other way and tie this game up.
Buck's asking who gets the blame for not scoring that inning, Dusty or the third base coach? Dusty, the third base coach, held Siri there because Siri wouldn't have made it. The center fielder was late on that pass ball, but he had it in his glove and was up and ready to throw before Siri hit third base.
Yeah.
he would have been out with ease. So by a mile.
Yeah.
So it's Dusty. Dusty put the guy in there, and we were saying it. We all knew what he was out there for. Darno's not a good catcher when it comes to throwing people out. You should have sent him. And the fact that you didn't even send him with the first batter, and then Altuve's up, and you're not trying to like do a steal and hit at the same time, knowing Altuve is going to go up there trying to hit the ball, like it's dumb. Bad situation.
Well, the whole inning, Buck, the whole inning's on the manager. The manager is the one that's giving the third base coach the sign whether or not he wants him to steal or not. That whole thing's on Dusty Baker. You put Siri in there for one reason.
Yep,
and that reason was his speed, and you didn't utilize it. You didn't capitalize on it. You didn't make them pay for their mistake. That's on you. And he's going to get asked that right after. I'm going to be interested to listen to what he has to say about that decision, especially if they end up losing this game.
Just a bad. It's like it was a good decision to put Siri in there, and then it was just horrible just to not. I mean, he didn't even make one attempt, and it's not like he wasn't getting. They threw it over a couple times to check on him, but it wasn't anything where it was. I mean, he didn't even like try to fake them out like he was going. He was just standing there.
There, not even Siri could help you spell big words or sound smart. Just so you know, just throwing it out there.
Especially with what we saw earlier. FG.
Siri would have been like, "What? Wait, what did you say?" Hey, but I got a question for you. So you know how like Siri, does on voice commands, like Soup knows where I'm going with this. As you get a ground ball into the hole, Correa comes up with a nice play by Correa.
What a play by
there
Correa.
to get Soler.
What a play.
That was a nice play by Correa.
Great play.
So,
Solid.
but with your stutter, when you go to call Hey Siri, does she think you're talking to her sister? Why are you trying not to laugh, Soup? Because oh God.
First pitch is a strike to Duvall.
We got Duvall up here, bottom of the eighth, 1 out, 1-0 Braves.
Well, here's a situation that, again, Dusty has got Graveman, who is just absolutely having a hell of a postseason pitching. And it would have been nice knowing that you had a guy up there to hold the Braves back when you had a tied game as opposed to ruin the opportunity to have a run. I mean, this is what you have Graveman in there for, to just be like, no, you're not going to come back. You're not going to add a number. We tied it up. We're going to take the lead in the next inning. But instead, you just have them out there just to kind of make sure they don't get another one. But you still got to put up a run, and they lost that opportunity.
And this is why guys like me will never get a press pass, because I would ask him that question afterwards, and then when he answered it, I would just tell him he's stupid. It just doesn't make sense, Dusty. It just doesn't.
You just go in to sit down. You just go, that was dumb. Big pitch there.
He'd be like, well, here's why I didn't send him. And then afterwards, I'd be like, I mean, I disagree, but okay. I mean, it's dumb. I mean, it's stupid.
Okay.
That's why you've had so many great teams and have only won one World Series. You're a great regular season manager. You suck in the postseason.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks for ruining my 2003, you jackass.
You're good enough for the playoffs. Not good enough for the World Series, I guess.
He won it with the Giants when his son almost got run over at home plate, and they beat the Angels in 2002.
Yeah. All right, we go. Darno up, 2 outs here. Graveman is just dealing. Oh, and Darno gets a hold of one. Going deep back. That's a home run. What
a poke by Darno. Remember the other night, and I almost called you after game 2, because he hit one in game 2 as well. And I almost called you and said, hey, that's why he swings for the fences, because this is what he can do sometimes. And that's a good spot there to swing for the fence, because that's a bonus. Yeah. That's an insurance run.
And that's a huge insurance run.
Yeah.
And Graveman's going to go up there just throwing absolute cheddar.
Yeah.
And d'Arnaud just puts the barrel on the bat. Big swing. Just a big tomahawk. Rewatching it right now. No doubter. Absolutely. What a hit. And that's everything you want. You want that insurance run, 100%.
Yeah.
So
bottom of the 8th now, 2 outs. It's 2-0 Atlanta now. It's a good insurance run for them. Will Smith, no doubtedly coming into the game here to close it out in the bottom of the in the top of the 9th. Dansby Swanson at the plate looks at strike 1.
And how much worse do you feel, even though they put up another run, that you didn't get that run in the last inning? Now it's the Astros. Now you've got to, in this game, 1 run, you still feel like we can do this. 2 runs, that's such a hard challenge to. When you're the Astros, we've seen it. They can put up 5-6 runs in an inning, but the way the night has been, they've probably got the energy to know they can get that 1 run, but 2 runs, like they're going to go up there and just hacking away.
So there's strike 2 to Dansby Swanson, swinging, fouls it off, and Will Smith is warming up in the bullpen for the Atlanta Braves.
Braves fans are pointing to the Astros to where the exit is.
Buck says, my brain hurts trying to understand that lame joke. He doesn't understand the Siri sister joke. And Soup is still trying not to laugh. Doesn't.
Graveman throws a breaking ball, which he should have done to d'Arnaud. With that 437-foot moon blast.
Yeah. That was a shot, man.
That's a kind of a cool thing that FTX is doing. They just the person with the longest postseason home run gets to choose where the $100,000 like what place, so that they send it. So that's kind of cool because usually they already have them set up, which any charity is nice. Big strikeout there by Graveman, but the damage has been done. d'Arnaud goes out there, and what swing of the bat gives John Smoltz the ability to say crooked number on the board.
All right, so we are heading into the top of the 9th. The Braves are 3 outs away from taking a 2-1 series advantage and keeping me perfect on my game calls. I said they would win tonight. I also said they're going to win tomorrow. Then they're going to lose 5 and 6 and then win in 7.
Braves in 6 has been by and far the biggest prediction all across the board, across America. It's crazy how many people just say Braves in 6.
I picked the Braves in 6 before the season, but before the playoffs, I picked the Braves in 7.
I said Braves over Twins in 6 games for the season. I just did what I did last year when you and I predicted. I just made last year just a scrap year because of the whole COVID short season. I was like, all right, let's do it.
Sort of did the same thing, but I went Braves and Angels. Last year, I went Angels and Cubs.
So we both did terrible AL teams. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But it is what it is. Buck says Astros are going to score 4 in the 9th. Ooh.
We should put a bet down.
I don't want to say what I think is going to happen because I don't want to jinx us. I'll tell you after the game what I was going to say right here if you remind me. And I know Soup probably knows what I'm thinking, and he doesn't want to say it either. So we're not going to talk about it.
We got people commenting on our video that we posted on Soup saying that Ryan saying that he can't handle his LeBron James hate. And I said, bring it on the Normal Man Hour show. Let's do it. We want to talk about basketball season. Bring on the LeBron James hate.
We'll talk about LeBron James hate. We got a lot of LeBron James hate on the show. I can't stand LeBron James on the court. Off the court is a different story, but on the court, I can't stand LeBron James.
I absolutely love, by the way, all the Aaron Rodgers memes from last night, but my favorite one is the one that's the banner now in Sports Soup, which is the LeBron James, the J.R. Smith, and it's him as Kyler Murray, and J.R. Smith is AJ Green.
Buck says, so I Googled it. Siri's sister name is Viv. It's not Sissy Siri? All right. we're, we're coming into the top of the ninth here. The Braves lead 2-0.
Yo, we got a Taco Hero. The game is back on.
All right. So we got here you go with is it Bregman? Bregman's leading off for him, right?
Oh,
Will Smith is on the mound.
strike one.
Bregman is leading off the inning. So it'd be Bregman, Alvarez, and Correa.
Yeah. No. Alvarez was up last inning.
Yeah. No.
Good. Yeah.
Alvarez is no. It goes Bregman, Alvarez, Correa.
Oh no, I'm not
yeah.
Alvarez. I was thinking Altuve. My bad.
Yeah.
I had the first name
Yeah.
going. Because LeBron James can't reach that low to bring MJ up to his level. I'm gonna now let Combs' joke go completely all the way through. Now, Buck, you deserve it.
He knows that.
I know.
It's not even an argument with me. It's a stupid attempt. It's not as good as what I did to Soup earlier.
3-1 pitch coming up here.
That's
Here we
one
go.
of those ones where you
So
got to get that call.
So Will Smith is up here throwing, and you're watching Bregman work him right now.
Yeah.
And you ask, for the last 4 innings, where has this been? Like, it's
Right.
something as simple as this, and
there-
he goes the opposite way.
He goes the opposite way, beats the shift, and now you've got a runner on first.
I was literally calling for this in the 6th inning, and and if you're an Astros fan, you're pumped, but you almost just feel like, why can't you do that in the 5th inning, in the 6th inning? Like, these guys have been up there just hacking away, and now you're waiting down by 2 in the 9th inning to do it. Good, but do it way before.
But now, look, now you've got Yordan Alvarez up. You've got to be careful here if you're Will Smith, because this game could get tied in a heartbeat.
Especially
if you make a mistake here.
If he comes up and in,
yeah.
This thing's leaving this ballpark. If he comes up and in, catcher's setting on the outside, down and away. Ooh.
Oh, and Alvarez wanted it. He pops it up behind the third base bag.
And then now
Riley goes and gets it. You got one out now. Runner on first. Here comes Carlos Correa.
Will Smith missed that spot by about a foot and a half, and he is so lucky, because if Alvarez had been turned on that just a little bit more.
Yeah. I agree, Buck.
He missed
Buck
the spot.
says you have to look at pitches here. You've got to watch pitches here. And first pitch swinging.
With that said,
now
he's got to watch it.
Man,
but
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to lose my shit if he hits a home run here and does that little my time. I will walk off the set.
It's his time. He's going to swing first pitch, though. Watch this. See? Strike one.
That's what you get. Now you followed off both of your ankles, you idiot. God, I'm gonna love watching this guy in a Cubs uniform next year. All of a sudden, I'm gonna want him to do the my time. I'm gonna go get my own watch.
It's that argument I make with people all the time. They're like, "How can you not be so mad at all these players?" And I'm like, "It's the Danny Green effect. Like, put Green on the Celtics, and everyone would." All right, so that's a good layoff by Correa right there.
Same thing with LeBron James. Although LeBron James, if LeBron James came to your team, you'd be a LeBron James guy. You'd have a jersey.
Oh God! When there were rumors potentially of LeBron James, when Danny Ainge tried to convince him to sign the free agent, people were like so mad as Celtics fans, and I was like, stop it! If LeBron James signs, you're like. And he goes out and does his first game for the Celtics.
That's a good hold up there by Correa.
Big time.
Good hold up by Correa. Works the count to 2-1.
Especially with the first pitch where he swung and missed. The next 2 pitches were to try to get him to do the same thing, and he's holding up. Yep. Again, where was this?
They're trying to induce a double play ball here.
Big pitch right here. 2-1 pitch, 1 out, runner on first. And a big swing.
Oh, nice curveball there.
But he
gets up in the zone.
Man, that's
flies out to Duvall there, right?
Last 2 at bats, those Houston Astros hitters want those
Yeah.
pitches back. Those are 2 pitches that either one of them
Yep.
could have done something big with.
Now you've got Kyle Tucker here, who
Kyle Tucker's got
had
a
a
great
rough
job.
night.
He's had a rough night, but he's a guy that you can. But he's not a guy that's going to get a run across the board right now. He's a guy that you hope maybe can get it to first and third or second and third.
Yeah.
Who's after Tucker if he can get on? Who's on deck right now?
I believe, if I am not mistaken, it is God. I'm trying to think of I'm gonna look at it right now.
So what's Tucker? 6 in the lineup?
Yeah. So it is Gurriel, Yuli Gurriel, followed by Maldonado.
Yeah, see? And
Yep.
those are that's not Correa really missing.
Gurriel can
opportunities.
take you deep though.
He can. And Tucker just doesn't look like himself.
Yeah.
We sat here and gave Tucker all the credit here early in the game, what he's done. And that's the third time he's just tried to crank like a long swing. I just don't get it. He's not
fouled out to
himself today.
third. He's grounded out to the pitcher. He lined out to center in his last at bat.
Yeah, he's not himself.
No, he's not taking good hacks either.
0-1 pitch.
You're gonna
here.
try to get him swinging here. Watch.
Oh, and a
Try to
good
get him
stop by
swinging there.
Darno. No,
Bregman doesn't go. I mean,
no. You don't want to.
Your
there.
run doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. At
Why
that point.
chance it?
No.
The run that matters is at the plate.
Yep.
So
Nope, you don't do it. 1-1 pitch here coming up.
Puck says that one guy is up next.
Yeah, that dude for the Astros. 1-1 pitch. Here we go. Lays off of it. Good eye by Tucker to not go after. That's a pitch made for him to swing. That wasn't a throwaway pitch. The goal was to get him to swing at that, and he did a good job laying off of it. But still, when he is swinging, it's not like he's looking good tonight. So
Yeah, for sure. So now you got 2-1 count
pitch.
here.
And he swings and pops it up.
Pops it up.
Go to right center. Got
Ooh,
plenty
that
of
ball's
space.
carrying.
That carried a lot further. That I thought that wasn't going to carry at
Heredia
all
with the
compared
catch.
to Correa's
Yeah, the Braves take a 2-1 lead
in the series. Win the
in
game
the World
2-0.
Series. Game 4 is tomorrow. Game 5 on Sunday. I don't
That was a
believe we're
good
going to have
game.
a Game 4 broadcast tomorrow. I know I've got some
It's Halloween night here, so
things to do.
unfortunately,
You
I
got
can't
Halloween
do that either.
night. How about Sunday? You good for Game 5?
I think I should be good for Sunday, but definitely
All
not
right.
tomorrow night. Out here, this is where they're doing Halloween is on Saturday night. So
Perfect. So no Game 4, but we'll do a Game 5 on Sunday. And
hey, it could potentially be the deciding Game 5. If the
It
Braves
could
can
be.
win Game 4, we could be looking
mean,
at the attempt for the closeout World Series on Sunday night.
I think the Braves will win tomorrow. The going here to the probable starters for tomorrow are not listed.
I keep looking up at the TV just to see if they're gonna. Sometimes they'll flash that up like next game starters.
Yeah, why are they that's weird. Usually they would be listed. They are not listed as of yet. I would assume for Game 4 for the Atlanta Braves. Let's see who pitched Game 2 for them. That was
I don't remember, but Morton
I do.
pitched Game 1 and broke his leg. So
Yeah, Morin pitched Game 1. They had Kennedy went tonight. Max Fried pitched Game 2.
Game 2, he's not pitching
Yeah.
then tomorrow night. They'll have him
No.
for Game 5.
No, so trying to take a guess here. I'm surprised that they haven't named a starter, but I would assume maybe you're going with Inoa. Could be Tucker Davidson as well. Or you could go a bullpen game. I mean, you could bring in Drew Smiley.
Yeah.
And start it out with Drew Smiley. See if maybe you can get 3 innings out of Smiley and go to a bullpen game. we'll see how the Braves decide to play it. Houston Astros are just about in the same boat. They could go with a bullpen game, or they could run, game one starter on 3 days rest. Or you know what? For them would probably be Zach Greinke.
That big Greinke. Greinke's going to be out there. I think Greinke will be out there for the Astros. Yeah. I think
Jonathan
the Braves you might see
Greinke
that.
could be possible for the Astros.
Yeah, JJ, I think you're right.
Says.
I think Greinke pitched for the Astros, but you may see, because especially with the 2-1 lead, still another game at home. I think the Braves probably do pull with no Morton. I think they do the bullpen game, see what they can do. But I think you're right, JJ, Greinke. And then Buck, bigger win for Atlanta or a bigger loss for Houston? I still think it's a bigger win for Atlanta in my case.
I think it's a big win for Atlanta, but at the same time, I mean, this is going to be the one that you look back on Dusty Baker's decision in the 8th inning to not run Siri.
Bring him out there and just not run him.
Yeah. So I'm interested to hear. I'm going to be listening to the post game here, trying to figure out what he's talking about. And let's see what he says. So, guys, thank you guys all for joining us. I know the game's over. See people dropping like flies. Jonathan, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, JJ.
I got your address now in the PMs, so I will send that jersey out to you. Congratulations tonight on winning that jersey. Game 5 on Sunday, we'll have another giveaway. Guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for supporting the show. We love you guys. Have a great night.
Bye, guys.